I died laughing in the middle of this movie, and I'll tell you when we get there.
I'm, I'm fucking so curious where because I was white knuckling this fucking pen, dude.
Well, let's get into it so I can say this.
Yeah, for sure. Welcome to the Devil's Work podcast. I am PsydeShow. This is Skeptic. We watch the world's most fucked up horror movies and then tell them back to you. And sometimes we're forced to be political on this show.
Yep, forced. Gun against my head,
Exactly.
peanuts in my mouth.
God damn it. God damn it.
Yeah, this is wow. How many times out of the about 95, 96 episodes we have, my coworker today, I told her about this movie.
Mhm.
I was like, I watched it. She goes, "What'd you do yesterday?" I was like, "I watched a really fucked up movie." She was like, "Oh, I'm looking for a movie to watch." And I was like,
Oh, not this one, girl.
yeah, like I thought about it. Then I was like, well, she's pretty cool. So I was like, well, I watched this movie
Hmm.
and, trigger warnings, these things
Hmm.
happened and it's
Yeah.
a kind of about this. And it was a lot, man.
Yeah, dude. It's fucking like I haven't been this upset watching one of these movies, I think,
In a long time.
In a
In a long.
while, dude.
Oh,
Like,
sorry. So I pulled up the pod and I showed her the episode. So that's where I got the count. I
oh
realized.
yeah, 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 yeah. How many were at?
So of the 95 or 96 movies we've done, how many times have I gone, boy, and this one's really living up to being one of the most fucked up
Yeah,
movies.
dude, we're just gonna keep topping our fucking
Yes.
selves as it
Yeah,
turns
it all
out.
it all started with fucking not Trouble Every Day. What's the one with Benoit?
Oh, Man Bites Dog. That was
Man,
episode 4, baby.
man bites dog, and here we
Yeah.
are. The
Set the
first three
tone.
were fun, and then it
Yeah.
got traumatic.
Exactly. They really were.
They can't all be Ricky O.
Yeah, oh man, go listen to our Ricky episode. That shit was so much fun. So much fun listening back to it too. Fucking
I'm
super, super
still
good.
reading the manga, and
Yeah.
literally like an hour and a half ago, I was like, let me just pick it up where I am. And so this guy comes out to fight him, and he's like, "You killed the warden, and but he was a wimp, and I'm really like crazy strong." And they start fighting, and he punches the top of this guy's head off, and the guy keeps fighting him.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah.
That's the type of shit we get into on that episode. Go listen to it. But for this one, man, we're gonna be real vague about how we talk about this motherfucker right up top. We are
We're
not
gonna be soft
spoiling.
and quiet.
We're gonna be soft and quiet. God damn it.
And this is for later, not like that.
Yeah, yeah, straight up. There's nothing soft or quiet about this motherfucker, man.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's highly, highly fucking upsetting, and essentially in this like climate, social, political climate that we're in,
Hmm.
I felt like this was a very important one to be talking about right now. And
Yep.
this was so. Let me actually give the director actually the year it was made and all that. So this was 2022 directorial debut, I want to say, by Beth de Araujo.
Hmm.
And yeah, man, it made a fucking splash. We were just talking about it before we started rolling. It made a huge splash in the in the film circuits when it was initially shown to audiences, which is how initially I heard about it. But all I had ever heard was that this is fucked up. Like this is a fucked up movie. And then like I was like, no, okay, yeah, but I have seen fucked up for sure. Like, what's good.
Hmm.
And fucking yeah, as soon as I saw it for the first time, I was just horrified. Like the entire fucking way through. It's
You
just
were not joking.
I was telling you, I was
Like
texting you, I was
you,
like, fucking dude, it's rough,
yeah.
man. Like
And I was like, I wonder why he's saying that. And then
yeah, yeah.
like 5 or 10 minutes in, I'm like, okay, this is like I'm really intrigued. I'm really wondering what's
Hmm.
going on. And then you get like the fucking flipping of the cards, the
Yeah.
reveal of the hand, and I was like, oh Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Then you're
And
like, oh fuck.
well, that for sure, because it just feels like it just keeps going and going.
Hmm.
And then about 40 minutes in,
Jesus
I
Christ.
go, oh shit, there hasn't been a single cut this entire
Yeah,
film.
yeah, yeah.
It
That's
was
the
when
thing.
they were walking out to the parking lot that I was
Yeah.
like, oh fuck, there hasn't been one. Oh
One cut.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
It's so yeah. So yeah, for everyone who doesn't know, this is a single shot film, or at least it presents itself as such. We always try and
I
keep
believe
them
it.
humble, you know what I mean? But
I
yes, yeah,
super believe it. Like
this one I fucking
there's
truly believe.
nothing in this that get like in Mads, there's a couple things where they could have.
Hmm.
And I don't think they did.
Hmm.
Because they were so committed to it. So I think it is one shot in
That's
Mads,
yeah, that's the
but
thing, man.
in this, I don't think there's like any room for debate.
But that's the thing is because it's so well acted. That's what it is. Like every single person in this movie is acting their fucking ass off, and in
It's a
this for
play.
90 goddamn minutes you are subjected to pure fucking terror. And it is just because they're keeping the performances so alive on screen.
So visceral. Stephanie Estes and Olivia Lucardi,
Yeah.
the two
Yeah, the
leads, the two
leads.
ladies screaming
Oh,
at each other on the
fuck, dude.
YouTube
Yeah.
image.
Yeah,
Uh,
in the poster. That's not a
ev
spoiler. Yeah, it's just
Everyone was like on a whole other level, but especially
yeah.
those two. And
Hmm.
this is a real case of, like I've said it before, like for like to portray like something noble is easy, but to
Hmm.
portray something horrifying
Yeah.
or like ugly is a lot less so, you
Less so,
know?
I feel like it's easy because I was having this conversation with someone, this past week. I was like, that's the reason why we actually do this show is because we don't shy away from the violent topics. We obviously welcome them in the show, but it's like give me a point to it. Give me a reason for the shit that I'm seeing on screen because
Hmm.
it is like, my dude, I need a break or a reason. You know? Like,
And I gotta tell you, throughout this entire movie, up until about the last frame, I was like, if something doesn't happen,
yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna be so fucking
Yeah.
mad at
Yeah, for sure.
Sideshow. I
For
was
sure.
like me and Amanda were both just like, something needs to relieve
Yeah.
this tension. Something needs to
100,
free us here. And
fucking percent, dude.
this is straight up, this is true. I don't think I've ever had this experience before. I mean, I've had the first part of this experience many times.
Mm,
I stood up in
mhm.
like the final sequence of the movie,
Yeah.
and I'm just sitting there like, "Come on, motherfucker, come on!" And
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
when the movie ended, I literally like
Collapse.
dropped down onto the
Yeah.
floor, like
Yeah.
straight up to the
Hell
floor,
yeah.
just laying on the carpet, like, "Oh my God, oh
Yeah. Yeah,
Jesus,
dude.
what did this man just subject me
Yeah.
to?"
Yeah, dude. I know.
Oh.
It's such a hard watch. And that's the reason why I don't know if a lot of our audience will actually be sold on watching it. But like it is a fucking feat to behold. It
It
is
is
so
worth
good.
it. It is worth it in the end.
Yeah.
It
100%.
is worth it in the
It's an
end.
endurance test
Eh,
for fucking damn sure, but it's worth it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So
But yeah, we're gonna get right into it. So if if yeah, trigger warnings, I mean blatant one without spoiling everything, but at the same time spoiling it all. Racism.
yeah,
Racism is a very key
yeah,
point in this film.
a lot of racism, some dashes of supremacy,
A lot.
some
That's just that's so good.
there's violence, there's holding
Vi-
people against their
yeah,
will.
there's just straight up a sexual assault. There is. It's yeah.
There's homophobia,
Yeah,
there's
coercion.
sexism.
Yeah, there's
I
a lot
do
of different shit.
I Interesting. I wonder if we're thinking the same thing when you say the coercion part.
I
So
well, let's figure it out when we get there.
I'm
Yeah,
interested to get there. God, just try there's guns, there's
yeah,
I mean I do think as a trigger warning we should say there's force feeding. I do think
100, yeah,
that's like a
yeah.
specific thing.
Torture. So yeah, torture.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just psychological. And yeah, it's very fucking. It's drawn out too. It's
You're
very.
gonna feel bad.
Yeah. And if you don't, I don't want to fucking know you. I don't want to
mm,
fucking party with you, dog.
yeah, you're out of the club.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if that is something that you think you're emotionally ready for, totally understand if
Well,
not.
you usually say if that's something you think you can enjoy or that you
Yeah,
might
yeah,
like, but
yeah.
yeah, there's
Nah, if
no
you can endure this one,
this. Yeah,
check it out. I had to rent it on YouTube, but it's where I mean for $4, whatever. Give them your fucking money. Like absolutely pay her.
Mhm.
Like Beth, you done knocked it out the fucking park with this
Yeah,
one.
I'm very excited for her second movie now.
I cannot wait to see what her follow up is. That's gonna be so good. But
Hmm.
yeah, let's get into it. So the film begins with a woman in a urinal, essentially taking a pregnancy test, and we don't see the results of it.
Yeah,
We just see her reaction.
yeah.
So she is just like there, like looking at it, like, come on, come on. And
Hmm.
then she just starts crying. And
Hmm.
she hears someone in the background, kind of like, I guess, right outside the door. So she decides to just start cleaning up, collects herself, you know, yeah, and just gets back out there on the horse. So she starts walking out, and I thought this was really interesting. As she's walking out, the camera follows her for a second, and as a woman is passing, the cleaning lady is passing, can't help but notice that she's a Latina.
Hmm.
She is passing by, the camera locks onto her and then starts following her. But we see, I think her name is Beth, right?
No, her name's
Or
Emily.
Emily, sorry. So
Yeah.
we see Emily as she's walking away look back at her, and it's like a darting look.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even catch that because I was just taking everything in and I was
Mm-hmm.
just yeah, I was
Because it's so fluid. It's so fluid.
hmm
The camera's just moving along with the action. It's the camera's always moving. And I think it's also really cool to point this out that I felt like it was a nod to Possession, which I keep bringing up as one of my favorite films of
every
all
episode
fucking time.
always sunny in possession.
I yes, exactly. Possession has this crazy ass element to it where there is never a moment in that movie in a dialogue moment. As far as I can, well, I mean, actually, I'm exaggerating, but when there's dialogue happening in that movie, the camera is non-stop moving. It is always circling around the room. It is spinning around, and it's kind of like it's very entrancing. You know what I mean? It's kind of
Mm.
like hypnotic, and I kind of feel like this movie has a way of doing that in a similar manner.
Yeah,
You
it
know?
does do like some like fake out movements and like not necessarily the movements you would like expect of the
Yeah.
camera,
Mhm.
but not in a way where it's like overly trying to like frame things up to be like, oh, look at this like perfectly framed thing that we like set up
Absolutely.
in the middle of this, big track that we're essentially on,
But that's the
you
thing though,
know?
is like the framing, like you even brought it up, is crazy good in this movie. There are
Hmm.
shots that are framed. I'm like, that's fucking nuts. Just to pull it off in a lighting like aspect and like to be able to like fuck with the camera and know how to like change the settings on a fly to be able to like get everything in focus and lit really well.
Hmm.
Nuts. It's nuts. Like that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. The cinematographer is fucking nuts. And I'll get her name right now in a bit.
Yeah. And it also it's funny because at one point it does move in a way like a couple times really. It moves in a way where you like will come to expect a cut, but then the camera just does a different thing and keeps
It goes
following
off on
through.
its own thing, and it just like, all right, now we're looking at this, and now we're just
Hmm.
here for a moment.
Yeah.
Greta Zozula was the cinematographer on Soft and Quiet. Yeah, incredible fucking work. Incredible work. So yeah, so the camera locks onto the cleaning lady as she's walking by, and then as she passes, we lock on to a young boy who's just walking past him, past her, and the camera does something interesting where I thought this was really neat, where the camera stays uh a bit of ways, like a bit away back, and he walks up to like the curb and he sits down on the curb, and we see Emily exit the building. The door is propped open, she exits the building,
Hmm.
and she's just kind of the dialogue is happening in the distance while the camera stays back, and I thought that was really interesting because it
Hmm.
slowly begins to like creep up, and she just asks him, oh, what are you waiting around here for? Is your mom late? You can come and see me in the classroom, in your old classroom, if she's ever
Yeah.
late again, just hang out. and she's holding something, and you're like, what the fuck? She sits down next to him, and he says, "What is that?" And she says, "Oh, this is a surprise for my friends that I'm meeting." She says, "Do you want to see it?" And he says, "Yeah, sure." And she crinkles up like foil, so it's like a pan, and she like crinkles up the foil and shows it to him. And he says, "Well, that looks good." And she chuckles a little bit, which is fucking horrifying.
Yeah, when you come to find
Fucking
out.
horrifying, dude. So we're I just these Easter eggs that are being set up, these little like things that are set up along the way are so fascinating. They're so well done.
Yeah,
And
there's a couple things in this beginning sequence that are eyebrow raising, but
mhm.
you're like not sure why. And then as it goes on, it all becomes like so clear in hindsight.
Yeah, exactly. I thought this was interesting too because she's also like right here there's a little bit backstory to her, a little exposition offered. She tells him like put the phone down, like you like reading still, don't you? And he's like, "Yeah, I love to
She's
read."
so weird.
So
The
fucking
way
strange.
she carries herself is so weird. I was just sitting there like, how am I supposed to feel
Yeah,
about it?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
the test thing? I was like, okay, maybe she's sympathetic, and
Mhm.
then all of a sudden she's like weirdly empathetic but also controlling
Yeah.
towards this kid,
Like,
you know?
oh, it flips on a dime. It's terrifying. It's so good.
She's so weird, and
Yeah.
she also like vaguely looks like Gwyneth Paltrow, which
Yeah,
like,
dude, I was thinking Gwyneth Paltrow too. Holy
you
shit, that's
know,
so funny. Yes. Now, just replacing her with Gwyneth Paltrow in your mind, if you haven't seen the movie, there you go.
yeah,
You have it. There you go.
just imagine the queen of the goop empire,
The Goop Meister herself.
Goop Mina.
So she tells the boy, she's like, "Do you want to read this story that I've been working on?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, for sure." Um, and so she just kind of it's a little bit of a backstory to like who she is. Like she is a teacher there, obviously. We've established that, but it kind of gives her a little bit of more filling out of like, oh, and she's an
Hmm.
aspiring author as well,
Yeah, so it's kind of like, yeah, just trying to put together the pieces and figure out how you feel about this whole situation.
hmm And so
Because
while
most movies would start with like at least enough explanation of the character that you like know how you feel, but
yeah,
they just like kind of set up mysteries immediately.
exactly. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, well, yeah, because you don't want to show again. This movie does exact same. Well, the exact thing that I love in a movie where it's like we're giving you one idea that you think you're gonna follow, and it's like, nope, the entire thing that you thought this movie was gonna be about is totally out. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think we also got that with Titan. I think Titan is
Hmm.
a great example of that, where like you have no fucking clue where that movie could
Look,
possibly be
I'm
headed.
gonna say it. Women are good at making
Yeah.
movies.
Controversial,
Like
maybe
bold
controversial.
take here, bro. I'm just gonna go out and say it. You know what I mean? I get it. I'm a hero,
Yeah,
but
straight up.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
women are
I'm a
good at
hero.
making movies.
You're fucking
You know what
stupid.
I'm saying? Like,
So funny.
fucking
So,
better than us.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, yeah, 100%. Man. Fucking so my all-time favorite. I have a tattoo of Titan on my fucking skull. Like, absolutely one of my favorite movies of all time and
But
directors.
it, but especially like the more contemporary things, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
funny, I'm not
hmm
going to fall into the trap of how, but it's kind of similar to how people are like, whoa, it's crazy how the divorce rate is higher. My grandma never divorced my grandpa.
Oh
Yeah, she
God.
couldn't have a bank account until the 70s.
Literally, dude. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
it's
Times
kind
were
of like,
fucking different back then, weren't they?
wow, I'm really starting to like films by women, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
because like
exactly.
they're actually being allowed to make them.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, they
With
always
with opinions and voices and shit, like they've always had, but we're never allowed to fucking express.
exactly, which
It's
in
stupid.
a fucked up way, like trust me, I wish that the world was a better place. I would take that over it.
Yeah.
But that rage does come out in the form of really good art. So
Oh
I
my
mean,
God. Yeah, yeah.
I would take a more just
100%.
world. I would take.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm
Hmm.
not saying it's like a worthwhile
No,
trade.
but you bring up a good point. You're exactly right. No, like it's true because I think about that one. I even think about and this one as well as other ones that I've known. They're visceral fucking movies. They're
Mm-hmm.
extremely cathartic films.
The Substance was also directed
Yeah.
by a woman, right?
Yep. Yep.
I really want to see Revenge.
Dude, we gotta
I
do
saw,
revenge.
I
We
saw
gotta.
one still from that movie the other day,
It's
and I was
fucking
like,
phenomenal.
I
Yeah.
was
No.
like, oh, tell me more.
Phenomenal. No, we're gonna do that one soon. Actually, yeah, fuck that. That one got bumped up on the list. Yeah, we're doing
Bump it
that
up,
one.
baby.
Absolutely. But yeah, no, you're
Like
you're extremely
Snooki's
right.
hair.
Yeah. So yeah, this one
No one
does.
got that but us.
You're. I did. I appreciate it. This one is
Your kids aren't
visceral.
gonna like it, but the old people will.
So stupid. That's good. So while they're sitting on the curb and talking, we see the janitor come back around with her cart. And the thing is that she had asked him to start reading out loud. So as
Mm-hmm.
he's reading out
Mm-hmm.
loud, the janitor happens to be passing by with the cart, and you hear the sound kind of get really rumbly, and it drowns out his reading. And you see her give her the dirtiest look, like she is just piercing, like stare at her. And then she turns to him and she says, do you see the janitor inside? And she says, I want you to go up to her and tell her that she's not to mop the floors until after you leave. You could have
Mm-hmm.
slipped and really hurt yourself. And he she like he you could see the hesitation in this boy's, but the poor boy is just like, bro, I'm like 8, what the fuck? Like I'm just trying to vibe here. And she's like, I need you to be a big man here, I need you to go and stand
Mm-hmm.
up for yourself. And it's so disgusting, dude, because she's so like sincere and like, yeah, go ahead, go do it. Like she's so like, what is it? Like a fucking siren, like leading him to
Yeah,
his fucking destruction.
it's just so strange, and I didn't immediately jump to like, oh shit, like it's because of the power dynamic and the racial
Mm-hmm.
dynamic. I
Mm-hmm.
was just like, this lady is so fucking weird because
Yeah,
she does.
there's
It's because of the like the grooming tone she has
that's
towards
literally what it
him,
is. Yep.
so it
That's
kind
where I think the coercion bits come in. Like I think
oh,
that's kind of
interesting,
that,
and
and I think just in her general demeanor, she is kind of coercive throughout the film. But yeah,
and
we're kind of pointing those out.
I do agree, but there's another example, and I
Yeah,
think you might also be thinking of that too. But yeah, it was, I don't know. She's just
it's
such
just
a strange
so.
and layered character,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
immediately, and
Yeah,
I just didn't immediately jump to like that connection. I was just like, this lady needs to like know where the line is with this
yeah,
kid, because you
yeah,
can't
yeah,
just
yeah.
be like sure, sticking up for yourself is important to learn, but what the fuck was that?
Straight up. Yeah, straight up, exactly like that. And that's the thing. It's the tone immediately. But like I think that's the thing. I feel like yeah, I didn't catch it at first either, but there was something there that made me already immediately uncomfortable. Like I don't know if that's being a person of color watching this shit and just knowing fucking what it is, but yeah, like I will say too, being a person of color watching this shit is very, I imagine, a very different like experience than a
Yeah,
white person probably watching this.
yeah, even for us, because
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely a much different dynamic being Latino as opposed
Mm-hmm.
to being native or being black or
Yep.
being Asian. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
all different. the way that we are treated is based on like, and they kind of say this in this movie, it's based
Yep.
on like the worth that's assigned to you.
Literally.
And I've said before, it's very weird being like, mixed. Like, I think I just
Mhm.
look like a Latino dude or maybe
Yeah.
like kind of native,
Hmm.
honestly, because Latinos are Native Americans
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
were colonized by Spaniards.
Exactly.
I really hate the term Latino and Hispanic. Both of them
They're
are,
they're pretty not bad. Yeah, like they're not great, but
yeah, both
because
of
it's
them
so blanket termed,
both of
it's
them
so
throw back to Europe to
yeah, yeah,
describe
yeah,
the
yeah,
people that
yeah, yeah,
live
yeah, for
in,
sure. Yeah.
Central and South America.
Hmm.
But yeah, as like I'm half white, and
Hmm.
it has been very interesting throughout my life who sees me as white and who sees me as brown,
Yeah, it is. It's yeah,
and how you get treated in each
different
situation,
rooms.
depending
Yeah.
on the person.
Hmm.
Just because someone sees me as brown doesn't mean that they're not cool with me.
Yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? But the people who make it a problem, and they are there.
But the people who go out of their way to point it out.
Hmm.
Let's start there,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's
because
yeah,
I
it's
know I've be as again as I'm white passing
hmm
as it is. I have lighter complexion, always have, and I've talked about that too. It's just like growing up, I've always felt this like sense of not disconnect, but other sense of othering, you know what I mean? By like even my
hmm
own culture a lot of the time because I got, they talk shit because I can't speak Spanish just because
hmm
of the way I look,
No
lighter
Sabo,
complexion. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like it's things like that that kind of made it
which
like it's different when I have a different approach. Let's put it this way. When I was at a festival, I was at Mayhem Festival one year. I think Slayer was playing that night. Fucking Anthrax was there opening up. Great band. Obviously, fucking stoked to see it. But you couldn't help but notice the sea of fucking skinheads that were swarming
hmm
the fucking pit.
always.
One of them passes by me and he like puts his hand on my shoulder and he's just like, "Hey, how you doing, brother?" Like that. I was just like, "You better get your fucking hand off me, dog."
It's
It's like,
it's it's
it's crazy. It's like,
It is, and it's crazy how people who have these horrible views of the world
mhm.
are always like so like casual and chill with it and just assume everyone else feels the same. Like I don't assume that other people are like progressive and want to fucking kill billionaires and tear down
Yeah,
the
yeah,
patriarchy and
100%. Yep.
you know um so I don't just like operate with that assumption, but it's crazy how like I'll be like, "Hey, I've had like a couple weeks of interaction with this guy. I think he's pretty cool." And then
Yeah,
someone will like mention trans women and he'll just start going, ew, and doing like fake throwing
yeah,
up. And it's
yeah,
just like, yeah, I actually hate you now.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
Actually,
now
yep.
I actually don't want to speak to you ever
Yeah,
again.
I don't respect you.
I
Yeah.
thought you were cool,
Mm-hmm.
but that was real fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't fuck with that.
Yep.
So you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like the way it comes out is just like, just this casual, like everyone must feel this way.
Yeah, and I think that assumption it plays into literally this next part I'm about to get into.
Mhm.
Literally that assumption of like you said,
Oh, you're
they
so
share my
right.
ideals, so it's like yeah, they must understand and feel the same exact way, right?
Hmm.
So the boy's mom finally appears to pick him up. And she's like, sorry, I was late, and she's like, what is he doing? And she says, the woman was mopping where he was walking. He could have slipped and almost really hurt himself. And so she gets this like this tone about her that's like you need to like take this seriously. Like, do
Yeah,
you not understand? Like she's raising the stakes immediately.
and she's misportraying it as if like she's literally mopping in front of the kid as he's walking.
Mhm.
She definitely makes it sound like it's like way more malicious than it
Exactly.
is.
And this is just a small bit of foreshadowing for what happens later because the exact same shit fucking happens. And this is it's mirroring this event and it fucked me up how like similar in tone like the words that she was using, the exaggerations, the portrayals of everything and everything, all of that is in this scene alone. And I thought that was fascinating.
Hmm.
But she kind of is like telling her like you need to be taking this seriously, like and then she's like, oh god, like I mean, well, and then she's like she doesn't know what to say. She's just like frozen. She's like, I mean, that's that's why. And then Emily steps in and she's like, well, he's such a sweet kid, right? And he's the first to help his classmates when they're struggling. And it's just like, I try to get kids like him just to be really assertive and stand up for themselves, especially when it involves their safety. And then like when she puts it in terms like that, you notice the mom kind of relents and she's like, "Oh, actually, yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. You should be like that." And then she kind of just looks back and she's like, "Oh, thank you for keeping him company." And then
Hmm.
she's like, "Ah, no problem." And then she says, "You're gonna make a great mom." And
Yeah.
that's the line that stings her.
Yeah, and it's funny because it immediately made me go, "Wait, how much does she know? What's happening? What is this movie even
Oh,
about? Are
interesting.
people like watching this woman? What the
Yeah,
fuck is
yeah.
gonna happen?"
That's
Like,
interesting. I never even took it like that. Yeah, that's interesting that your mind went
I
there.
just knew absolutely nothing. I just started the movie. All I knew was kindergarten teacher.
Yeah,
Those were the
yeah,
two
yeah.
words that I read, and then I was like, all right, I'll just watch the
Good.
movie.
I'm glad that you didn't. Yeah, that's so good.
So
Yeah.
I was like, is this movie like about gang stalking? Like that's
Yeah,
a crazy thing
yeah,
to say. Like
that's
2
interesting
minutes
too.
after she just peed on a stick.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
So, yeah,
Hmm.
like I said, it stings her. It's your fucking
When
toes.
she pees, that's
No.
not good.
God damn it, Chad.
That's a no bueno.
I hate you
Mm-mm.
for taking advantage of that slip up.
Yeah, well,
That was great.
I wouldn't be me if I didn't.
Ah, you motherfucker. Well, you see the reaction to that comment in
Hmm.
Emily's face, and she like stifles back tears
Hmm.
in the moment. She's like, "Thank you. Like you have a great night. You guys be okay." And then like she's like, "Don't play any video games, Brian. Like don't play too many video games, Brian." And she just packs up, and then she grabs this dish, and the camera locks in on the dish. We can see it's a pie of some sort
Hmm.
and follows her for the entire time that it takes her to get from the school to the church where they're about to have their meeting.
And in my defense, the reason that I didn't like quite realize yet that there were no cuts
Mhm.
was that it's the title
It's the
sequence.
title sequence.
So you're
Exactly.
like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, here's the title sequence. That's gonna
Yeah.
be a big uncut thing, and then
But there's
uh,
also a bit of exposition that happens right here
hmm.
because as she's walking, she gets a phone call and then she answers, but it's an operator. And they say it's a prepaid call from Jeff, an inmate at the county correctional facility, and just letting him know, if you want to accept this call or you can decline it or whatever. So she just hangs up, and as soon as she hangs up, the credit sequence starts.
That's right. I didn't
Hmm.
think about that. She literally got, yeah, that call.
That's a very key thing in
It's
this
interesting that she
entire
would
thing.
hang up given the later things.
Well, because I think I'm gonna go into it when we get into it, but
Okay,
but
okay.
yeah, there's a heavy element at play throughout the entire film. It's a through line. I think you exactly know.
Yep. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll get to it.
So it's very interesting that we kind of see that like she's like, nope, don't have time right now. I gotta get to work. I've gotta go do this thing. And she
Hmm.
takes a long walk through the woods and just kind of has a little stroll, her little fucking Snow White stroll, and finally reaches over to this bench. I want to say it's like a little cubby looking thing. I don't know. It's very weird architecture, but
It's yeah, it's like a weird little almost like roadside shrine. Like it looked
yeah,
like at first
there
when
are
she comes.
crosses there. I'm noticing.
Yeah, and there's like a Mary statue or something. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
like a
Mm-hmm.
religious statue, and she puts the pie down and then starts like cleaning up around there. And so I was like, oh, so like the friend she's supposed to be meeting up with is just like this fucking. Because again, I didn't know anything that was gonna
Might
happen.
have been
So
dead. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, so
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
oh shit, all her friends are
For
dead.
sure.
You
Yeah, for
know?
sure. That's it. I like hearing where your mind went like while you were watching it. It's so
I
interesting.
was just, you know me, I'm always trying to get ahead of it. So
Yeah,
I was
for
just,
sure.
so I'm just like, she has no friends,
Yeah,
and
yeah. Well, I mean, fucking, it's questionable even after watching this fucking movie.
yeah.
So as she's doing that, she's cleaning up in that little area. She hears someone approaching, and she's like, hey, can I help you? And she's like, oh, no, thank you. She's like, what are you doing here? I'm just meeting a friend. And she's like, well, who's your friend? and she tells her, I forgot the name of the friend. She's like, we're meeting someone here, and she's like, oh, I'm also meeting them here, and she's like, oh well, welcome in. I'm actually the one who organized the whole meeting and stuff, so come on in.
They're wary of each other,
They
which
really are very standoffish.
they're
Like
like,
that goes on.
I'm just a weary traveler passing by
Yeah,
the
yeah.
roadside, just like.
You ain't from around here, is you?
And then they start talking about Kim, and I'm like, Kim's not real.
Kim, that's what it
She
was. Yeah,
lured
okay,
her
yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah, yeah. For sure. That's so funny.
I'm
Yeah,
just telling you all the fucking like random guesses I was
yeah,
throwing
yeah, for
out.
sure. They're good guesses. I like them. So yeah, they say they're there to meet Kim, and she goes and approaches her, and she says, "Hi, I'm Leslie." And so we meet Leslie, who bears a striking resemblance to Stacy from American History X, and in a lot more ways than one. I'm gonna say.
Yep, that's true. She's a very Faruka Balk type.
That's exactly,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
think they made Faruka Balk types anymore,
yeah.
but Farouk me,
I
here
thought
she
that
is. I'm allowed to laugh at my own joke on
good.
that one.
That was
That
good.
was like right in the moment.
It's fucking phenomenal.
Farouk me, Farouk you.
Yeah. That was good. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, she's literally the spitting image of her, literally, and
Do
like
you
again,
want me to kill them?
yeah, yeah, straight. And it's
If
just so it keeps going. She just keeps like increasingly becoming that character.
hmm
Oh man. So
Very much like the non-comedy version of
yeah,
that
oh yeah.
Faruka character.
Yeah, the deadpan fucking it's terrifying, dude. They like but I love this like meet cute, you know what I mean? Like this whole little like sequence of like, she asked her like, "Oh, how long have you been in town?" She's like, "Oh, just a couple of weeks." And she's like, I'm helping Kim out at the store. I guess she works at the store that Kim owns.
hmm
And she's like, "I just use come by this way all the time, pass through town." And then she asked him like, are you single or whatever? Or are you dating anybody? She's like, no, no. And she's like, what? Well, why not? And she's like, well, because every guy who wants to date me is fucking crazy, and I don't date crazy guys.
hmm
And I was like, that's some shit to say, dude.
Yep.
Learning about her character, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, but it's also I've heard it before, it's very just
Oh,
like
100. That's what I'm
it's
saying.
very just like I'm just too quirky for this
The
world.
fucking terrifying thing about this movie is that I know all these fucking
Every
people.
single person.
I know all these people.
Every single person.
You know what I mean? Like
Every single thing that's said in this film I've heard somebody say.
literally, like
It's none of it's and that's what creates the fucked up tapestry and terror
mhm,
of this movie is
yeah.
in a few minutes when we show our hand
Yep.
and like when this happens you're just like oh god,
Yep.
oh god, like
Your pit, your stomach forms, or pit in your forms in your stomach immediately. Like
hmm
it is just a crater in your fucking chest the entire time. And so she tells her, she's like, oh well, I know a bunch of guys who would kill for a date with you, and like they're all friends of my husband's. They're all great guys. Don't worry about it. And she's like,
hmm
oh well, just set me up, just as long as you let me see a picture first. I don't like any blind dates. And
hmm
she's like, no, no, of course. I couldn't help but notice she's wearing a patch on her back, on her jacket,
mm.
that says, what is this? Leave it as Hassan, or leave it is, I think is how you pronounce it. Let me see. Leave
Eh,
it Suhassen. Leave it Suhassen. And that translates to love to hate in German.
oh wow,
Mm-hmm. I saw
wowee,
that. I was like, oh, interesting.
wowee Morty.
Yeah, yeah, because there's so much focus. That's the thing. The movie presents itself as like, oh, we're just following these characters. It's nonchalant or whatever. There's details happening left and fucking right in this movie, being tossed at you, and like you really a second watch, amazing,
hmm
incredible for this movie.
Yeah,
100% recommend it.
for me it was this interesting hindsight crystallization that
Mm-hmm.
happened. But I did yeah, I didn't like look that closely at
I didn't
what
catch it the
everyone's
first time.
wearing because the first time, yeah, you're just so in it emotionally. You're in the room with them,
Yeah,
and
absolutely. You're like
holy
in their
shit.
faces and
Now
stuff.
I know how my mom felt when I told her to try Breaking Bad. Because she literally called me and was, I've told you this, I think,
Yeah,
right? She
yeah.
called me and she's like, he just bike locked this guy to a fucking pillar and then hit him with his car. And oh, I think I'm going to have a panic attack. And I
Oh
was like,
man.
Mother, stop the show. You no longer need to watch the show. If that's
Mom, turn the
okay.
TV off.
Like I said before, rather a just
Oh,
world with my mother in
yeah,
it
yeah.
than good art.
That's
But
so
weirdly
good.
enough, she just watched The Wire and she was fine with that. She
I
was
was gonna
real
say that's
upset.
like, yeah, I was gonna say that's a pretty upsetting one, right? I haven't seen it, but I know it's pretty fucking
Oh,
upsetting
I'm
at
glad I
points.
didn't finish my sentence there because there's one character in particular.
Okay,
But
okay, cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
The
for sure.
Wire's fucking
Yeah, yeah.
amazing. You watch it. Everybody watch it if you haven't
Absolutely.
seen
You
it.
talk about it all the time, so I need to absolutely watch it.
Yeah. Ooh, it's good. Um, but yeah.
Yeah, it's so interesting though. That's what I'm saying. It's so cool because you don't catch these things because they're so everything is I will say in the dialogue not nuanced, but everything the filmmaking very nuanced.
But in a way, it is
It is in
in
terms of
terms.
like speaking code.
It made me think of good old Ralph Backshot's Bakshi with his like street conversations, like the things that end up being said are such like we said, literal things
They
we've heard
yep,
people
yep.
say that is just like such a, to me, a level beyond of like, writing
Yeah.
the like big dramatic monologue or the character like undergoing these self-realizations. Like that's all great. And that's the kind of
Hmm.
stuff I like to write.
Yeah.
But the level of sickness that I felt was
Hmm.
directly tied to how real I
Hmm.
felt the dialogue was.
That's what I mean. It feels like, unfortunately, this movie feels entirely too real.
Hmm.
Too, way too fucking real for it to not be like something that might have been based on a true story at one fucking
I,
point. You know what I mean?
you know what's funny? It's actually, well, not funny, but it's actually based on the Central Park bird watching incident.
Really?
Do you remember there was a black man who was in Central Park bird watching, and this white lady just started filming him and going like, "Why do you have that stuff? Who are you watching? What are you doing? You must be doing a
Really?
crime." And he was like, I'm here to fucking watch birds. And she's like, oh, okay, what birds? Like, what, blah, 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 blah. And just
What the
like
fuck?
super fucking grilling him about it and like making it all her business to test this guy to make sure
Wow.
he's like legit. She's like, why are you watching me? Why are you watching all the women here? And he's like, I'm literally like
The fuck?
in the trees looking up through binoculars.
Yeah,
What,
yeah.
like, what the fuck do you want from me?
Hmm.
Or maybe he filmed her, but I remember it got the whole thing was
Just
online, and
viral. Yeah.
you know,
That's great. I think I might have seen it. I don't know if I knew the details, but I didn't know that this was directly based off of that. That's crazy.
yeah, that made Beth so angry. She
Mm.
said it was like the manipulation,
Hmm.
the way, um, because basically the woman, her dog was off leash where it was required that she
Oh.
was supposed to be on leash,
Uh-huh.
and she just like starts yelling at this guy and like telling him what to do, and then her dog goes over towards him and he gave the dog a treat,
Hmm.
and she said, don't you touch my dog. And she called the cops and said, there's a African American man here, he's recording me and threatening me and my dog, send the cops immediately.
Jesus Christ.
And so the cops came, and this literally happened the same day as George Floyd.
Oh shit. That's why okay, that's why I remember
Yeah,
it. Okay.
so
Yeah.
it's interesting they only say the one because I would assume it's the both.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure it's the both. Yeah, literally the world said it was the both.
Yeah, but I think, because what happened to George is obviously just like straight up an act of just
Yeah.
violence,
It's a hate
violence.
crime. Literally a hate crime.
And I think this movie, yeah, 100%, 100%.
Hmm.
Fuck Chauvin.
Hmm.
And I think with this other incident, it's more like her weaponizing her identity and these like subtle things to like basically she was trying to get the same result of what happened to George Floyd,
Hmm.
but it didn't end up happening there. And
Yeah.
I think that's what Beth decided because it's like obviously what happened to George is so
It's
wrong and
fucking
there's
disgusting. Yep.
no room for any sort of interpretation
Hmm.
to the contrary. Um, but I think it's the subtlety
Yep.
that she wanted to touch on that made her so angry because that's what she said was the manipulation
Hmm.
of the incident of her
Yeah.
you know because she was like trying to police him and then when he calls her out for having a dog off leash and
Yeah.
then touches the dog that's off leash that comes towards him, she turns it into, oh no, I'm being threatened and you need to
Yeah.
come get this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And I think that's what I'm saying is that like you see those elements in Emily's character already immediately, and then you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna see it amplified by every other fucking person in the room too.
Mm-hmm.
And
Let's
it's
get to the room.
yeah, exactly. Let's get to the room. But yeah,
Not to cut you off.
no, yeah. It is really, but that's you're exactly right. All of that is displayed within this fucking like first half hour of this film is
Hmm.
just introducing I think that, and then let's get to the reveal, and then we'll keep on with the like how I because it
Analysis.
once we get into the characters and shit, it becomes a lot more apparent. But
Hmm.
so yeah, we focus on Leslie for a second as she's like walking through, and she's like, "Oh, this is a beautiful place," and she's like, "Oh, Emily calls for her. She's like, I need you up here." She's running upstairs, and so she's like, "Oh, but how do you know Kim?" She's like, "Oh, I teach her kids." She's like, "Wow, you must be really smart."
Ooh,
She's like, well, yeah, yeah. It's every single line has a different meaning and weight to it on a second
I'm
watch,
getting
dude.
that weird, like goosebumpy feeling,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
And I'm not talking
Because
R.L.
she's a fucking
Stein.
it's because she's a fucking teacher. Like
Yeah,
fuck
like
me.
the coming together of it all and just the
Hmm.
fact that there's real teachers like that.
Exactly. So she walks in, starts greeting everybody. She's like, they're helping her with her purse. She's like, "Oh my God, thank you so much for coming. I'm so glad." And then she meets someone named Marjorie, who just kind of like, gives her a little hug, and then she puts the plate down. This is
Hmm.
this is the whole reveal. She puts the plate down, unfurls the foil from the top to reveal a swastika prominently carved into the middle of this pie,
Oh
which
yeah.
looks like absolute dog shit, by the way.
Yeah.
Besides that,
And
the pie looks
I think that's on purpose. As they start slicing
literally,
it and plating it,
literally.
it's just completely falling apart. The
Hmm.
insides look more like blood and
It's
guts than
disgusting. Yeah, it's all
strawberries.
falling apart. It's crumbling. Yeah, she's not even
It's
getting the full pie. Crust is stuck to the bottom and shit.
it's like half strawberries covered in goop in there. Like it's not she didn't even like, like cut or mash them
Yeah,
up or try
no,
to
she
do
just fucking
anything.
literally
It's
just
just
like chops half a strawberry, just threw it in there.
yeah, so on top
And
of that, the bitch can't bake.
exactly, and you
I
got bad
fucking
credit.
said it. And her feet stink.
So, but
And they're unmoisturized.
yeah, exactly. So
Lotion
good.
your feet, boys. Thank me later.
God damn it. So I just want to point out though, you listen to how they're praising this though. The entire time that she's cutting, they're like, "Oh my God, they're like, "Oh fuck, that looks amazing." And then
Well,
let I was gonna say, so I think Leslie is the one who's like, "Oh fuck, that looks amazing," and then Kim turns around, she's like, "We're in a church," and she's like, "Oh, sorry, that's right."
well,
So there's
one
a
of
lot of
them
that.
also says, and I believe it's Marjorie because Marjorie is the one who's more fringy
Mm-hmm.
of this group.
Mm-hmm.
Marjorie goes, "Are you fucking serious?" or
Yeah.
something along those lines, and then
Yep.
Emily goes, "Oh my God! Like I
Nobody
thought
could take a joke anymore.
exactly." So it
Oh.
already starts with the little things because they'll fucking, just a random example.
Yeah,
They'll
yeah.
sig heil at the fucking inauguration, and
Just off
then
the top of my head, just what I could think.
if I was just to imagine something that certainly hasn't happened in recent history of the United States, fuck Elon Musk. Uh, and the
Fuck.
Cybertruck's a bitch too.
Exactly. Fuck a
Uh,
Cybertruck, bro.
but and then they go, oh, well, it's this or it's
Mm-hmm.
that or it's oh.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you go through all the reasons that it certainly isn't giving your heart out to the crowd. Just
Mm-hmm.
another
Yeah,
random
yeah.
example.
Roman salute, my fucking nutsack, dog.
Yeah, which literally is the same as a Sig Heil, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
digress.
Exactly.
These people do not know from poetry. They are
No.
not book smart.
Yeah.
But once you go through all of that, then the final defense is, oh, no one can take a joke anymore.
Literally.
No one can take a
That's
joke
you know how many
anymore.
fucking times I hear that
That
on
shit
a
hasn't been
daily fucking
funny.
basis?
That shit hasn't been funny since I was 13.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a time in my life when I was such a fucking little edgelord piece of shit that would be funny.
Mm-hmm.
But then I grew up.
Yeah, 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 exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I
Then my
suggest
fucking
trying it.
balls dropped, bro.
Yeah, I suggest fucking trying it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that is just the reveal to literally what we're witnessing. We're witnessing a fucking Aryan Nation meetup. This is just a
The
fucking like
mhm.
this is just a group of white supremacists.
The Daughters for Aryan Unity,
Exactly.
and it
Rolls
absolutely.
right off the tongue.
They're like, oh, I love the name.
It
It
has a
really.
lasting power or some
Yeah,
shit.
like it invokes community or something like that. And
Yeah,
I
I
was
was
like,
like,
what the fuck?
for who?
Like in what way? Um,
uh,
yeah, and this is
uh,
where the sickness sets in, and then you go, she was being racist the whole time, and
mm-hmm.
oh my God, she showed the kid a racist book and
Yep.
she showed him a swastika
Yep.
and she's had multiple years of influence on this child and
Yeah, that's the thing because she says, "Yeah, I've taught her kids," and she's like, "I taught them for a couple of years now."
yeah, so she's been teaching Kim's kids and obviously Kim's down with it, but
Yeah,
like it's still
Kim's
just
here. Yeah,
yeah,
Kim's here in this room. Yeah.
it's still just terrifying and yeah, we'll learn more about everyone's like link to the supremacist. I hate to use the word community. I don't know
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
swamp these
Cult.
shitbags
We can use
fester in.
cult. I think we can use cult. Yeah.
I prefer the swamp these shitbags fester in. I'm gonna trademark that. I like that a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Oh man. So yeah, so she, has herself a little piece of the pie and fucking is sucking her own dick very hard. She's just fucking
that's the funny thing too. She's the
hmm
first one to praise her
She's the
own
first one to
pie,
praise it.
which is
Yep.
literally what white supremacy is. Is going, oh,
Hmm
aren't I so great? Oh,
Yeah,
aren't
yeah.
I so
The
grand?
best.
What do you?
Always the best. Everyone
It
says.
it's not that I'm bad at things that nothing in life goes well for me. It's
Yeah.
that everyone else is mean.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing. And I think right here is a good point to bring it up because I want to follow this through line as it goes. She is doing everything in her power physically and emotionally to cope with everything. She
hmm
knows fucking what her brother is in jail for.
hmm
She knows that it's bad. She knows that it's wrong. She knows that her fucking baking his ass. She knows all of that. And she is trying to do the self soothing thing so hard the entire movie. And you see this in subtle ways. It's so interesting.
There's actually 3 or 4 times where if you look close, you can see that she pulled up the Goop app.
Yeah. That's good.
I'm pretty sure there is like a Goop
There is, dude.
self-therapy app.
It's fucking stupid, man.
Fucking Christ.
Fuck you, man. Fuck Gwyneth Paltrow, dog.
Yes, big time.
Oh my god. So she opens up the meeting and she's like, there's no agenda that needs to be had today. We're just here to support each other. This meeting is whatever you want it to be, but she says we're here to support each other through this multicultural warfare. I was like, that's wild. And then she opens up with, now I've been brainwashed to feel ashamed of my heritage
Yep.
and to feel guilt for the prosperity that our husbands and our fathers and our brothers created in the Western world and that
hmm
everyone else benefited from. And then they all kind of chime in like, we're all brainwashed, all of us. and she just gives a little bit more of her credits, and she's like, I'm a teacher down at the school. I really want to be a mom. And her voice starts cracking, and I thought that was an interesting part because yes, we know that this is a personal thing for her, but this is almost weaponizing that for
Hmm.
sympathy votes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's kind of what I read off right off the bat, and I was like, "Ooh, you're
It's
evil."
it's it's this it's the same bullshit as the Tate Manosphere,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Andrew
I
Schultz
was gonna say,
bullshit.
male
And and
loneliness
and and
epidemic.
and fuck them all. They're all trying to go
Yeah.
like, "Oh, Trump's a bad man. I agree now." No,
Hmm.
you're a piece of shit too. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
yeah. You were originally a piece of shit, and
See you
you're
on the
just gonna be.
gallows, brother.
Yeah.
Um, fucking A. Uh, but it's the same shit. You break them down,
Hmm.
and then you tell them that it's actually other people that have been breaking them down. Oh, you know why
Hmm.
you can't get laid? It's because you're like some dumb little fucking weak piece of shit. You're
Hmm.
not a big, strong man like me. And you know who made you a dumb little weak piece of shit? You fucking dumb little weak piece of shit.
Yep.
It was all these women that don't want to fuck you.
Yep.
All these women are conspiring against you,
Hmm.
like because you're weak, and that's why you're weak. And they're
Yeah.
just like,
Exactly.
whoa, oh my, and it's like, no, he's the one who is breaking you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, don't listen to him. You're fine. Just
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
fucking self-improve. And if you can't get a date, like, I don't know, spend some time by yourself, bro. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Exactly.
okay. It's all
Exactly.
right. There's always video games and Lubriderm.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're good, brother. You know?
It won't fall off. You don't if you don't use it. It's not doesn't work like
It might fall
that.
off if you yank on it too much, but it won't fall off if you don't use it. But like for real, it's the same thing whether it's this and they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
This like, male I don't know if it's like the manosphere bullshit is the best way to put it,
Yeah, yeah.
and white supremacy. They're both the same sort of thing
Hmm.
of like whether it's the sexism or the racism.
Yeah. That
It
Venn diagram is way too overlapped for
it's
my
it's
liking.
it's like this dissonance of simultaneously, they're worse than me, but also I'm bad because of them.
Yeah,
like like
literally,
like
literally.
it's just incompatible. It's like in
Hmm.
everything is blamed on the external,
Hmm.
but you taking that belief is what's breaking you down. It's not truly the external. It's this person who wants you to believe
Hmm.
that lets you get broken down.
Literally, and that's what like you see that even in the phrasing that she just used, everyone else benefited from that. So it's just like that same thing. At the same time, she's victimizing herself while also putting the blame on everyone else. And I wonder who everyone else is in this
Hmm.
context when the room full of white women.
It's like simultaneously saying that we're bad, but we're good, and it's because everyone else is bad. And it's
Hmm.
just like, well,
Hmm.
what? Like that doesn't like logically follow.
Nothing tracks. And there's no fucking logic in that.
Yeah.
And so she just tells them like we're having a little more trouble getting pregnant than we thought. It's taking a little bit longer. So we realized that her reaction in the stall was to a negative test.
Hmm.
So she is upset about that and they are trying, but that's like kind of she just puts it out there that it's not happening like we want it to right now.
And this is the point where I immediately went, "Oh, it's an incest baby, and she's fucking her sister, or fucking her
Her
brother."
brother, yeah, 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 yeah.
Because I
That's an
was
interesting angle. That's an
okay. I'm
interesting
surprised you
angle.
didn't. I'm surprised you didn't get that because during this meeting, eventually she shows them her children's book, and they're like, "Where'd you learn to draw like this?" And she goes like, "My brother, he's the real artist."
Oh my God, you're so fucking right, dude.
And every
Oh
time
my
she
God, that
like,
fucks me up. That's so, yeah,
and
yeah.
this always cracks me up. Me and Amanda were watching. Oh, we were watching Ironheart, and there's a character, a guy who has a dead sister, and like his whole life now is about his dead sister. He's like, I can't throw out, like he's a producer, and literally his music is like suffering because he has old ratty headphones, and he's like, no, I'll never use other headphones. She gave these to me. And
Oh,
I'm
okay,
just
okay.
like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, bro, like my brother's dead and I would give anything to have him back, but
Hmm.
I don't obsess. Like my whole life
Yeah.
isn't about
They're not
that.
items. Yeah, they're, yeah.
And sometimes the way brothers and sisters are portrayed in things, I'm just like, I don't think you have siblings because like people don't romanticize their siblings in this weird fucking
Hmm.
way, you
Hmm.
know?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah,
But in this, immediately I was like, no, this is incestual
yeah.
vibes.
Interesting. I didn't get that. That's so yeah, because also I think that dialogue happens really quick, so I didn't catch it. But yeah, you're 100%. Now I fucking yeah, I 100% agree with you. But I don't know if that is the case. I don't know if they ever explain that.
Mhm.
But you're completely right. That is completely a valid thought to have.
There's a few things that happen as it goes on that like really reinforce that
Yeah,
to
yeah,
me.
yeah. Well,
And yeah,
point it out for me because I'm yeah, I might have not picked up on that if you didn't bring it up.
mhm.
So yeah, she sits and she's like, now we're gonna go around and like introduce ourselves and give any insights into thoughts of what you might want this to be, and this meeting to be. And the camera pans slowly around to see a whiteboard with Daughters for Aryan Unity on it. And it says
Mhm.
first meeting, and it has a little highlight thing for them to start doing like tally marks and stuff. So they start passing around a marker um to write down their little points for the things that they bring up and shit.
Yeah. And I remember one of them ends up being like recruitment and they write it in like a little
A
cutesy
little like
handwriting
handwriting,
with a little
the
heart at
hearts.
the end. And it's like, Jesus fuck. You
Uh,
motherfuckers will think live, laugh, love while you do a
mm-hmm.
genocide.
Yeah, literally. Literally, it's gonna be
It's
written on one of the
it's
fucking bombs they drop.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah, so we meet Marjorie first, and she's a crazy ass individual in the sense where like it's an intriguing thing to add because she seems to be the butt of everyone's fucking jokes, or like they hate her with a passion, dude.
Amanda immediately pegged this.
Yeah,
Marjorie and Leslie are the two like lower class
yeah,
women.
yeah.
And even Kim is like she's even though they own this store, they're obviously not doing great. She's
Mm-hmm.
obviously working super hard.
Yep.
So she's still like working class, but she's a mother.
Mm-hmm.
And so Emily respects her more.
Yeah.
But the two unmarried, like poor working class
Yep.
women, she just like has absolutely no respect for
No
them, and
respect. Yeah.
it's so clear the difference in how she talks to them as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to I forget I forget what the older woman
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
the lady with like the headband. I forget their names.
Spooky.
Alice is the one
Spooky
with the
one. Spooky two.
spooky spookarella.
Yeah.
No, they don't deserve that.
No,
They
we're
don't
not
deserve
giving
that.
them that.
Spookarella is a cool name. You don't get that. You're dog
So
shit and cat shit.
yeah, no, why I like I like that you're bringing this up now because yeah, if you really look at it, this scene really breaks down how this thought process can be so easily digested by people of all like placements in societal structures, like in
Hmm.
every like tax bracket. This can
Yeah.
be digested throughout each and every one of those because it's being showcased in each and every one of these characters,
They
their struggle,
yeah,
for a lack of a better word.
their conf. I hate that I'm proud of that. I hate
Good.
it. I hate it. I really do. Um, but they go around telling all these like self-serving
Yeah,
bullshit
yeah.
nothing stories. Like Emily has no I mean, no one has a reason to be racist, but
Mm-mm.
Emily has no like real basis, and
Yeah.
we end up finding out kind of why she is. But everyone goes around like telling their little thing, and Marjorie's like, "Well, I don't know if I belong here. Like, I don't want to
Yeah.
like get anybody mad, but
Yep.
this might be too much for me." And she's like, "Oh, it doesn't have to be anything more than you want it to
Yep.
be." And she's like, "Well, I'm here because I'm having a work problem. Oh,
She said
what's
I wanted
going on?"
advice on a work thing. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and basically and this made me so mad. There were
Oh
so
yeah.
many parts where I was just like yelling at the TV slash
Hmm.
Amanda, you know? Like
You just got it by proxy.
literally. Well, because it's like it's almost rhetorical, but also, like we were feeding into each other.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for
And
sure.
literally she's like, "Oh, well, there's this Colombian girl at my work and
Yeah.
she started a little bit after me and all this stuff and she's like nice enough and I don't hate her.
Hmm.
I just really I want to
I
make
want to
sure you
start
guys
off. I don't hate her. I don't
I
hate
want to make sure
anyone.
you guys know I don't hate her. I don't hate
Hmm.
anyone, but she got a promotion and I didn't
She's like, I've been
and
busting my ass for 2 years, and like
yeah.
I bust there every day and stuff, and
Hmm.
so yeah, she's like, I'm deserving of it. Is the undertone we're getting from that?
And she goes, I'm just gonna say it. It's because she's brown, and they're all like, "Yep, exactly, exactly." And she
Hmm.
says, I forget who says it, whether it's her or whether it's one of the other fucking peanuts in the gallery chiming in. But one of them says like, "Oh, and did she even say like, hey, she's been here longer than me. She should
Yeah,
have
it
the."
was it was
And
Kim.
and
Yeah,
I
it's
was
Kim.
like, "Who would ever say that?
Hmm.
You would not say that.
Yeah, yeah,
Who would
yeah.
who would ever say,
Who
"Oh,
the
why
fuck?
oh, why am I gonna get paid more? It should
Yeah,
go to the other
yeah,
person." Who would
exactly.
ever say that? Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
fucking
100%.
fucking Christ, dude.
Hmm.
Like, she deserves the job more than you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, but I love also while she's talking and like saying all of this stuff, you see how all of them are just like so invested and so
They're
pissed
they're
off.
all
They're
like,
disgusted. Yeah, exactly.
"Yeah, we're gonna get it. We're gonna."
Literally, dude. That's oh my
Like,
God, dude. It's so crazy. And then yeah, I love this bit made me fucking cackle out loud. Emily turns over to her and he says, "Oh, Marjorie, our Constitution was designed to protect you. Like you can speak up. You have feelings. They're not wrong." I almost fucking spit out my drink, bro.
hmm I
I was
was
like, "Oh my God."
there, and this is what caused me so much anxiety throughout this movie, and what I think this is one of those things where like everyone I see complaining about it, I'm like, yeah, bro, I see all the dog whistles. I
Yeah.
see how obvious it is. Like it's a hit dog holler situation. It's the same thing as
Can
like
you elaborate on that?
what that means.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's a phrase. Usually, it's used in relation to racism. So I feel
Yeah.
like it's like a Southern phrase, or maybe one that usually like POC use. Or
Yeah, yeah.
but basically, what it means is like you're reacting because you know it's about you.
Oh.
So like this is funny. The guy who just played the Thing in Fantastic Four, which is
Uh,
really good. I suggest everyone go see it. And I hate the Fantastic
I was gonna
Four.
say, yeah, it's pretty hard to like him, so that's
And
interesting coming from
yeah,
you.
I never liked him in the comics. I kind of like him in Rivals. I play as Sue, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give the movie a chance,
Hmm.
and I really liked it.
Cool.
Um, but the guy who played the Thing, Eben Moss Bacharach, I
Hmm.
think is his name. Someone said, if you had the Thing's powers, what would you do? And he goes, "There's a few fascists I would like to throw into the sun." And
That's awesome.
and yeah, and all of a
The fuck?
sudden, yeah, he's a good guy.
That's cool as
And
fuck.
all of a sudden, all the fucking, MAGA Trump supporters are just like, wow, fuck this guy. I can't believe he would say that
Wow.
about the president. I can't believe he would say that about this person or that person. And it's just literally a hit dog hollers. You
Yeah,
you were
interesting. I like how
you
they're
know, we we
okay.
we threw that boot out into the
Yep.
alleyway,
Hmm.
and the dog that it hit is the one that you hear whimpering.
Interesting.
And
That's
and
such an
s-
interesting phrase for that. I love
I
that.
love it. I
Yeah, I love
absolutely
that. That's
love
such an
it.
interesting
So
phrase.
so literally like I see hella people being like, "Wow, do we really need a movie about the fact that racism still exists? Like
Yeah,
people didn't know this." Like,
yeah.
okay, wow. Like what even is the point of this movie? And it's just like, yeah, it's very obvious like why you're saying that. Uh
Hmm.
it's become fashionable to say a thin plot and shallow characters are actually brilliant and the director is respecting the audience or not spoon feeding them. But in my opinion, it's a sign that either the writer or director didn't have enough creativity and skill to unroll a meaty plot while
It's
developing
a
dynamic
fucking
characters.
fucking stupid comment,
It's
dude. It's a
just like
stupid fucking comment.
a lot of words didn't mean nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like every response to it is that's negative is just
Hmm.
like so uh obvious in terms of you felt offended by it
Yeah.
because it's about you a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same thing as guys that are like, "Oh, I hate men. That movie is so fucking terrible." Like, it's like,
You're weak.
you
And your
know,
bloodline will be washed out in a generation.
I was talking to the same coworker earlier. I mentioned men. I was like, "Oh, that's another really good movie that I think you would like." And she's like, "What's it about?" And I'm like, "Well, it's kind of about, the
You like Greek mythology?
Well, I said I think largely it's about the extra caution that women have to feel in this world because of men.
Hmm.
And she was like, "Oh
A
my
great
God,
sales pitch.
like my brother doesn't understand that at all. He thinks I'm being like dramatic when I tell him, you have to like be on guard and all these things." And it's the same thing as men who
Hmm.
complain about that movie who are like, "Oh, this is such like, feminist SJW bullshit." And it's
Hmm.
just like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
because you see yourself and you don't like how it looks.
Yeah, exactly. They see No Ma'am as like an actual like organization they should join.
Mm-hmm.
And don't see the satire in that.
Yeah,
Uh
it's hit dog hollers
yeah,
when
it's
you
it. You're exactly right though. That's literally what this entire sequence is all of them airing out their grievances because of race. And it's all going to be in different forms, but yeah, they're all talking about
and,
how they're put upon by other people.
yeah, and it's all about how everyone should hand everything to them and how if a person of color of another race,
Hmm.
ethnicity, nationality gets a thing that they want, then it means that they're being conspired against. It can't possibly mean that this other person
Hmm.
deserves it. She goes, diversity, inclusion. I feel like they're just trying to get us confused. And it's
Yeah, they're
just
all
like,
saying the same fucking thing, is what she says. Yeah.
yeah, and it's
She's
just,
like, it's in our government forms, it's in all this. And it's like they're all using this language and stuff. And I'm like,
yeah.
fuck are you doing right now, dog?
And she's like, it's so confusing. It's really
Yeah.
not.
It's not.
It's
You like it's
the
fucking.
best person gets the job regardless of all other factors.
Hmm. Hmm.
And it's the thing that they're trying to say too when they're like, "Well, I don't want affirmative action."
Yeah.
It's not. It's not a quota
Hmm.
of a percentage of people. It's
Hmm.
simply, I'm not going to make this decision based on whether you're black or white.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
make this
Exactly.
decision
Off
based
your
on,
performance.
yeah, based on who can do the job better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Like,
because she says she's like, I was fed up and I decided to stand up for myself. And like, I went up to the manager and asked him, why did she get it over me? And then he said that she just had more leadership skills than I did. And then that's when she starts getting really riled up. And she's like, just nobody would say it. It's because she was brown. And I'm like, there it is. Like,
mhm.
there it is. There she is.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's that old elephant in the room.
Exactly. And then
Ugh.
yeah, everyone's like trying to soothe her, like, no, 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 you're great. Like, she's wrong and it's all fucking her fault. And that's, it's you're doing nothing wrong. I know you're great and you're struggling and it's hard on you and pobrecita and all this. So like, get
You are like a
fucked.
shark, both great and white.
That's good. And so that's essentially why she's like, well, I guess that's just why I'm here. And then, like, Emily's like, thank you for speaking up for yourself. And she's like, God damn, this one was wrong. I'm going to try not to quote all of the shit that they say because it's very heavy on the slurs. But I think
Yeah,
some of it is,
Kim especially.
oh, yeah,
Kim drops a lot of
all of
like,
them. All of them. They go through the whole fucking list at one point. It's crazy.
yeah, and that's actually an interesting thing. They do like kind of go around the room and be like, "Well, this is the race I don't like."
Hmm.
Like she starts with that, and then someone drops obviously the N-word, and then
Yeah.
by the time we get to Kim, she's like,
And they tell two friends, and they
"Yeah."
tell.
Kim literally says, and this cracks me up. She's like, someone's like, "How many kids do you have?" And she goes, "Well, only two. Like we wanted to have more, but we couldn't get a loan."
She says, "Yeah, we couldn't afford it."
Yeah,
I was like,
we
"What the
couldn't
fuck?"
afford it, and they don't and these
The
Jews only want to
loan.
hand out
Yeah.
loans to like blacks or something. I don't remember
Yeah,
what she
yeah.
says, but like literally it's like a 2-for-1 fucking
Mm-hmm.
racism that she gets in there.
Yep, yep.
And I was like, you don't get to have a loan because you want kids. And
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think
You're
it has
like,
to do with like the store because the way she phrases it is
mm-hmm.
like she believes that the government should just give white people money to have kids. Which is
That's
like a
literally
thing
what it.
literally like a thing I've heard or like
Mm-hmm.
read of these
Mm-hmm.
motherfuckers say of like, well, we're getting stamped out. We need to start like, incentivizing white people to have more white babies. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like the fuck we
Yeah,
do, man. Like
exactly.
who cares? Soon we'll
Exactly.
all be mixed like me.
I am your future.
That's right.
So Emily drops this. She's like, it's so funny that, Mexicans and blacks can say whatever they want about white people. They could say, white people are the worst. That's my favorite one. And no one says anything. But the minute that we offer up any sort of critique, ouch, people shout racist, and everyone and then everyone starts cracking up, and everyone's like, "Yep, yep, yep." And so she's like, "Marjorie, just know you're in good company, and we feel, we feel you, and anything you have to say, you're in a safe place to get it out here." And it was just like, it's I was just like, this is fucking crazy, dude, because this is like looking in on a white mom group on Facebook or some shit like this, like looking at the
Yeah.
comment section of that.
Yes, it's extremely live, laugh, love coded. It's
Yeah,
extremely fucking
dude.
J.K. Rowling being like, I'm gonna put Shackle in the black character's name.
Mm-hmm.
And for the Chinese girl, Cho Chang. Like, Jesus
Fucking Christ,
fucking
yeah.
Christ,
God damn.
Joanne. Joanne
Joanne.
Cunt Rowling.
Yeah.
Did you know her actual initials are JRK Rowling for Joanne is a raging cunt Rowling? Clean your house.
I don't
It's
know why.
fucking
I don't know why
disgusting.
for half a second I believed you were about to say wrong.
It's because I be knowing shit. So you were like, oh, hold on. Sometimes you know shit.
That was amazing. Oh my
Did you know
god.
George R. Martin? It stands for George really don't fuck with Rowling Martin.
What's up, dude?
I'm done.
Oh man. So she, they come back to Marjorie and she's just like, and then the Asians come over and they get us sick and nobody says anything. And the urban kids, right? They smell, they're loud, and like she's like, every brown bitch gets special treatment because they've convinced people to feel sorry for her. And it's like, then I'm the racist and there's nothing left for me in this country. Like, I was like, oh my God, bro. Like, every single thing she's saying, we've all heard it. We've all heard it
Mhm.
multiple times in different rooms. And it's like this one was interesting to me because she points out her like financial standing in here in particular. She's like, I'm living paycheck to paycheck and I can't even survive and get off the ground. So like, how am I privileged? How am I like how am I specifically privileged? And in my mind, I'm always thinking the same fucking response because you don't have to worry about getting killed by a fucking cop. Like you don't have to worry about getting killed by a cop for the color of your skin for literally any other fucking reason. Like you, that is where privilege lies. There is no fucking other two ways about it. That is where your privilege lies. It is in the color of your skin, and the fucking sooner you realize that, the fucking better the world's gonna be for it.
And also like I mean, I have a hard time because obviously fuck capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously fuck
Mm-hmm.
capitalism. There's a certain point where your hard work does not it's not commensurate. There's
Mm-hmm.
no way to just become a billionaire by working hard.
We talked
You,
about it
you
in the
know?
Ricky episode. They give us just enough to keep us alive, never enough to keep us thriving, and enough to revolt.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you're not willing to do the legwork to get a better job or to work hard enough to like support yourself
Mm-hmm.
when you're able to,
Mm-hmm.
when there's obviously disabilities, whether they're physical or mental,
Mm-hmm.
or barriers keeping you there from doing it that are like by no means caused by you or
Mm-hmm.
nothing that like you have power over.
Yeah.
You know, it's. it's like, look, I don't like the game, but this is the world we live in, and so like, yeah, we do all got to look for those opportunities. So if you're just gonna
Hmm.
sit there and go, I'm just gonna sit here and things don't work out well, and it's not enough for me, and it's everyone else's fault. It's that's when I'm kind of like, look, brother, I wish the world was a different way,
Yeah.
but simply find another job.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you're, and it seems like for her it's like more having an excuse to justify the type of person she is with, that we see,
Hmm.
than it is about actually doing anything to change her station.
Literally. Yeah.
Something external to me should just give me these things because I feel something external to me is what's taking away these things
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know and
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
it's like, yeah, first and foremost, fuck capitalism.
Hmm.
Secondly, unfortunately, we all got to live in it, and if I want to be able to, you know
Survive.
smoke weed
Yeah.
and fucking pay rent, I
Hmm.
need a job that's going to cover both of those things.
Yep.
And uh I don't
And
know.
you've got two furred children to worry about, so
Yeah,
you've got mouths to feed.
it's a very, very imperfect system, but it's the
Yeah.
game we all live in. So
Yeah.
it's that's just what boggles my mind sometimes is sort of, it feels like the stick in the spokes meme of like, well, my job sucks and I hate it and it doesn't pay me enough.
Hmm.
Guess I'll work here for 20 more years.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep. Yep.
you know,
Yeah, exactly. And it's really that's what I'm saying. And so it's interesting to look at it from the financial aspect because when you look at everybody who votes right, mostly they're voting with their wallet. You know what I mean?
and
Like
most
they're
of them are poor as fuck.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're poor as fuck because they hope or they came into money and they're just like, no, I'm not trying to, like lose that. Which is why you get a lot of the Latinos for Trump too. And it's just the
Mhm.
same exact shit. They were voting for their wallet. I have them in my family.
And
Like
something
it's
interesting I heard
crazy.
about that is like in Florida, it's because a lot of them are Cuban or like come from
Yeah.
other places that actually
Yeah.
have faced, communism, which
Hmm.
is not Marxism, but
Yeah, yeah.
you know, and so having like been in countries where that has happened,
Hmm.
they when they hear it, they fall for it in a different way than like old white people do.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh fuck, I don't want to go back to Castro."
Yeah, yeah,
You,
yeah,
you know.
100 fucking percent. Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's, yeah,
It's a
because like,
very complex thing, which is for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's too big for us to unpack here in this fucking small little horror podcast. But god
mhm.
damn it, if this isn't a nice change of pace for the shit that need. We don't go full political all the time like we did with Fritz the Cat and this one. But I
uh
love that we're doing that recently.
yeah, we throw an A cab here and A cab there,
Yeah,
but right now it's
this is
a
important.
crazy
This is,
times in our
this
life.
is important to be talking about this shit. So.
Yeah,
I like this scene right here because this was one of those like dog whistle moments. You know what I mean?
mhm.
After she's just like, I'm just so fed up and this and that. All of them get quiet and then start holding up a symbol of like three. They're just holding up their like symbol all across the room. Like the camera starts slowly turning around and showing everyone, and they're all holding it up and she's just like quiet and they're all like Emily, oh god, her fucking face sickens me right here. She's just like mm-hmm, yeah, yeah, I'm just like I want to fucking hurt you.
That's the funny thing is like
uh
as soon as all this happened, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna feel bad when they all start
oh
getting chopped
yeah,
up,
yeah,
because I was hoping that's where the movie was
yeah,
going,
yeah, god fucking I know that's a more welcome movie right now.
Yeah.
But yeah. So they then Marjorie gives them a thumbs up, a quick thumbs up, like an acknowledgement, and they all just like start applauding her. They're like, "Yay!" Like,
Well, is that the thumbs up or is that the
no,
okay?
she gives them the thumbs up because
Oh,
they're
oh,
all
because
they're all
they all give
holding,
her
yeah,
the
they're
okay.
all giving
Okay,
their
yeah.
yeah the okay, which
Okay,
I don't
sorry.
know. Again, it didn't seem like just an okay. It seemed like a little bit
Oh,
something else
it's
on
straight up
top.
the little thing that they've been doing for like the past 10 years. Do you
Oh,
not know about
really?
that?
No, no, no.
Oh, dude, that's a white supremacist symbol.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I felt like immediately I got that. I understood that. I
Oh
just
yeah,
didn't know exactly
that's a thing
what.
IRL because
Oh yeah.
originally it meant like we're A-OK.
Oh,
So
Interesting.
like you said, it is a dog whistle.
Interesting.
That's what it's meant to be, is that
Yeah. Yeah.
they have the plausible deniability of I'm just telling my friend that everything's
Yeah,
okay.
for sure. Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
but when you see pictures of like bikers and police and like literally there's hella pictures of like big groups of white people all going.
Oh,
And it's
interesting.
like, yeah,
Crazy.
to the
Crazy.
point where I feel weird doing it,
Yeah, yeah,
even
yeah.
though it literally like
It's what
most of
they're
our
doing in the movie. Yeah,
most of
yeah.
our lives, it's meant like that. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's meant the same thing as this. So
Mm.
that actually is interesting
Oh,
too,
that is interesting.
because it
Yeah.
shows that that's why she does that, because even though she's like willing to do this,
She's
like
not fully in yet.
she's not gonna out herself as in her real life as a teacher.
Mm.
Like she's not gonna jeopardize the things she has going on, but
No,
she
no, no.
wants them all to
That's.
be.
Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna say I thought you were talking about Marjorie, but
Mhm.
you're talking about Emily. That okay? That makes sense. Yeah,
Because I think
100%.
Emily does the thumbs up too.
No, no, no. Emily is doing. Yeah, she's doing the. Okay.
Emily full
Yeah,
on does it.
yeah.
Okay,
She's holding it up
I'm
when the
just
camera pans.
misremembering.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just misremembering.
It's all good. Yeah, yeah. But like that's what I'm saying. But it is true though because yeah, that goes into what the fuck they're about to say. The whole thing is soft and quiet. Is how their approach to this shit is because they're
Yeah.
trying to massage these ideas into the local community and like get their ideas out in pamphlets and fucking
Mm-hmm.
bake sales and
Well,
all kinds of bullshit.
we're gonna do a magazine, and
Yep.
Faruka over here has a bunch of clothes she wants to sell. So I'm gonna, she's like, "Oh, you're so pretty. You're like a model. Will you model my clothes and I'll sell them and give all the money to
Yeah.
Nazism?"
God, the clothes bit later on is wild,
It
bro.
is so
That
weird.
shit is
It
wild when
is
it
so
comes
weird
back. I
when it
was
comes
like,
back up. Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, and it's interesting too because there's so much homophobia that happens,
oh
and
yeah.
honestly, when it comes back up, that moment feels pretty gay.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. So, well, you even kind of get that because in her reaction when she's like, "Oh, I've got a bunch of guys that would be, all over you," and then she's just kind of like, I'm not really
Mm,
into that." So there is that hesitation. I was like, "Oh yeah, she's full on gay." I even think there's a bit of dialogue that's hidden in the background where she explicitly says she only dates women. I
interesting.
think there is a bit of dialogue, but I didn't catch it. I have to see, as we go. But yeah, there's that. You're completely right. There was this like undertone about it. It was just like, oh yeah, you're hot for her, and that's fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, it's not fine that you're both racist. Fuck you, but
yeah. The gay part's okay.
gay part's okay. So I love right here that
Me when asked how my Grecian vacation went.
the gay part's okay. Ah, that's good.
I saw a joke earlier that said the Greeks invented the threesome and the Romans added women to it.
That's so funny. So I love right here that the first thing that they write down on the board, Emily stands up and she starts writing it down. She starts writing down matchmaking because they're like, we're gonna get you guys hitched. Don't worry.
Hmm. Yeah, that becomes like a focus of the meeting. Like one of the
Hmm.
things, like we're gonna recruit.
This comes the first focus of the meeting. That's the thing. It's so funny how it's like high up there.
Hmm. Yeah, we're gonna recruit. We're gonna get you guys married off. We're gonna make sure more Aryan babies are born.
Hmm.
They're like,
Hmm.
how about everyone come to the meeting next week with a list of 10 great
Yep.
guys? And it's,
Exactly. And so we get transferred over to, I think, spooky number one, Alice. She's the
hmm.
one wearing the bonnet and everything.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Terrifying. I was like, whoa. Wow, I'm uncomfortable, man.
Yeah, she looks like a lot of white ladies that make me uncomfortable. Oh, and it's okay when we say that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's so good. So I thought this was interesting too because she's like I am a mom. I'm up on Owen Street, like and then I'm just frustrated because I spend a lot of time with my own thoughts, and it's so hard being the only person who kind of feels like this. It feels like, and then she's the one who brings up recruitment. We need to be recruiting, and so she's the one who goes up and writes it on the board in pretty little handwriting, and then does a little heart thing over it. She's say we just need to start building a more community, like help them help them pick up groceries or have them help you pick up the kiddos. Just little things to kind of just introduce our concepts anywhere. And even like in the yoga class, and she's like, "Oh yeah, that's perfect." And she starts going and she's like, I mean, they're the ones who started Black Lives Matter. They're the ones who created the divide. They lit the
Yeah.
fuse, and Emily's life matters, and so does mine. All lives matter.
And she says
I
it
wanted to reach to the screen, bro.
the same way they all do, as if they're
Yeah,
like so brave and like so
yeah, yeah.
trailblazing.
Hot
I'm gonna
take.
say it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, yeah. And so she's just like, we have better doctors, we live longer, we take better care of each other. These are facts. And does acknowledging facts make me a bad person? Everyone's
All
like,
right.
no, 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 no.
All right, I had to Google it, and I
Hmm.
hate that that's now in my Google history. Um, yeah, so on average in America, white people tend to live longer, but also they're not being gunned down in the fucking street by police, you dumb
Exactly.
motherfuckers.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, all right, maybe that is a true statistic, but have you ever
Hmm.
heard of these things called the web of consequences that create the statistic?
Yep.
You know,
Hmm.
maybe it's because of all the societal things you've put up to hold them down and
Yep.
ruin their communities and destroy their lives and their livelihoods.
Fucking
Hmm,
stupid.
right? Hmm. But yeah, for real,
Yeah.
stupid. It's not a point. Fuck you.
Yeah. No, exactly. And it's just like, yeah, you could keep repeating these facts all you want and tout them as like, oh, these are just the things that make me great and my culture great. But it's just like, look, they're the things that keep other people oppressed. What the fuck are you talking about? It doesn't make you great just because you're standing
Yeah.
on top of other people's fucking necks.
Yeah, none of those points mean anything. Like we have better doctors.
Hmm.
There's no way you can prove that we treat each other better. I mean, obviously she's trying to get at black on black crime, but
Yeah.
like you just do crime on the people that are near you.
Yeah.
That's how crime
Hmm.
works. I can't crime somebody in Hong Kong from here, you know?
So good.
Like sure I could like online, but I obviously can't like murder or beat them up. And so
Yeah, of course.
obviously
Yeah.
that shit happens to people around you.
Yeah, exactly.
So, fucking white on white crime is
Mm.
worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Morons.
Exactly. So we get the introduction to Spooky number two, Jessica.
Hmm.
She walks over and she gives a little hug and she's like, "Oh, you're so brave. It's so like thank you for speaking up and everything." And she like nervously laughs. She's like, "Well, I wasn't sure what to expect, but Miss Emily was really persistent." She's like, okay, okay. My daddy was the chapter president of the KKK in Valentine, Nebraska, and I've been a member my whole life. I'm more of an active in Stormfront since our lives are online. And I didn't know what Stormfront was.
Oh, I did.
I was gonna say, is that like a media outlet or what is?
It was like an online message board for Nazis.
Okay, okay, that's what I thought it was.
I don't know
Okay.
if it still exists because at one point they write Stormfront 2.0. So
Oh,
I think
really?
it might have been like taken down.
Yeah, man. All these search histories are something I know you don't want, but I
Yeah.
appreciate you doing it for the show.
Um, so it says it is a neo-Nazi forum, the web's first major racial hate site.
Yeah.
Focus on propagating white nationalism, Nazism, anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, Holocaust denial, white supremacy.
What's her name in The Boys?
Stormfront.
It's Stormfront, right? I was like
And
literally.
but the Stormfront from the Boys because the Boys comic is older
Mm,
than the show
the
and
show, yeah.
older than the website
Hmm.
Stormfront. I'm trying to see what he's named after because it was like a pre-existing. It is a Nazi thing because that's why
Hmm.
they named him
Yeah,
that.
exactly. That makes sense.
In the comics,
Stormtroopers. I'm sure there's a link there.
yeah, in the comics, he's very obvious. Like you
Okay.
just like they just straight up know he's a Nazi guy who's
Oh,
just been
okay.
alive this long and like no one can to fuck with him or
Hmm.
whatever.
Hmm.
I'm just trying to see. I it's Stormfront. Yeah, it doesn't say, but I'm pretty sure it's like something going back to World War II. So that's why the comic character is named after it, and that's why the
Yeah,
website
yeah,
is named. So they're both named after the
yeah,
original thing, not like the character informed the
for sure,
website.
for sure.
But then, yeah, by the time they made the show, it was even more like relevant because it was more
Hmm.
um
Prominent. Not even
contemporary.
more prominent. It had been prominent. It just was more out in the open, I guess.
Yeah, more recent. That's
More
all. That's
recent,
what I
yeah,
was.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But it's like it's a reference to another pre-existing Nazi thing.
Hmm. Hmm. So I love that she says right here, she's like, I don't usually tell people about that, part of my life because the media loves to portray us as these big scary monsters and like, am I a scary monster? I have four children and I'm pregnant with number five right here, and the camera pans down to show her belly. She's like, this club just really appeals to me in a way because, well, you know, I want to know that our mamas are what our mamas are teaching our babies, and like we need to be teaching them good morals and stuff. And she says, "Look, I'm not here to cause a fuss, and I'm not here to say, oh, lynch them all." And she's like, "No, no, no. People might think that, but I'm just here to talk common sense. Multiculturalism doesn't work, and it never worked. It's never going to work. They sure as hell don't like us, and the feeling's mutual." And I was just like, "Oh, there's a lot being thrown out right here." It's her tone. It's her tone and delivery in this scene that makes my skin fucking crawl, because it's
Hmm.
that type of shit. It's that cadence that like here it's safe. It's safe in here. This is a safe place. I'm, using soothing tones. I'm using not a calm demeanor, you know what I mean? Things like that. And it's just like it's sickening because this shit does work and this is how it works, and that's what is so it makes my stomach turn watching this, because I know this is exactly how the shit works, and how it is working, how it continues to work, because the
Yeah,
shit happens in secret.
and that's how they do it. Is they slowly like bring you down to their level. They don't just go, look, I want to exterminate every race that's not white. They go,
Mm.
oh yeah, isn't it crazy? Like
You ever
I'm
notice
sure
how?
I'm sure you know
Mm-hmm.
someone who's been like passed up for a promotion, right? Isn't it crazy
Mm-hmm.
how that happened? Look, I don't hate anybody.
Yep.
I just notice these things.
Exactly.
Like if I were
Mm-hmm.
to say who my favorite DC supervillain was, who I think is like actually a good guy who's hard done by, I would say Captain Nazi.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's an actual
So-
DC character, by the way.
is it really? That's fucking
That's
crazy.
he's basically DC Red Skull.
Wow, that's wild, dude.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put a picture of him here in the clip because boy is it wild.
So I love the Kim like kind of gives her the acknowledgement, like, oh yeah, like talk your shit. And then she's like, oh, you're a mama too? Like, here, I'm gonna pass this to you. So she passes the marker over to Kim. And she's like, this is exactly what she talks about. We try to have more kids, but they're expensive, and we try to get loans, but you try getting a loan from the Jew banks. They love saying no. They love it. They
Hmm.
love it. I mean, she's like, I don't know when it happened. Well, we founded this country in 1776, right? And now we're being, uh, taken back again from under our noses. It's being taken back again and from under our noses in plain sight. And yeah, this is interesting because she's like, Dylan runs our store, and and keeps it afloat and stuff like that. And I think in somewhere in here she mentions that she has like a degree,
Mm.
which is another interesting layer to that, because she had tried going at one point outside of her her tax bracket, let's say her economic status. She tried going and reaching above that, but it didn't work out. And so she had to turn to managing the store, and she's talking about her husband doing that as well, and like stepping in. And but in that same breath, throws it over. She's like, you got all these colored kids hanging out in front of the store being so loud, and they just they barge in,
This
and
shit was
like,
so crazy to me.
she's like, you can't think straight, and like, they're why do they? What's the point of being so loud? And she says, I think an ethnic state is the most successful state. I think that's how you ensure unity, and I think that's how you regulate the markets. That's what she says. She says I have a journalism degree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
and yeah, I have a journalism degree, so let me tell you about how like world politics should be run. Like,
Hmm.
how do these two things equate? Like, maybe if you had like a lifetime of journalism experience in the
Hmm.
political realm,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
like,
your opinion might matter a little bit. Right now it means jack dick.
yeah, and it seems like the kind of unspoken or subtle element is like she didn't get to use that degree because she got married and had kids.
Literally. That's
So
exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
So it goes back to what's really holding me back is the white supremacy and the patriarchal element.
Hmm.
But I'm gonna blame it on, black and Latino kids that come into my store
Hmm.
and have a boombox or are talking loudly. And she's
Yeah.
like, they're just always so loud and they get so loud that you get confused and they do it on
Yeah.
purpose. And it's
Yeah.
just like, no, you get confused because you're frothing with such fucking
Hatred.
racist rage that you
Yep.
can't like see straight. Like, what a
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
strange, like everything they're saying is so strange and like divorced from reality, but like it all just comes back to like my literal belief system
Hmm.
holds me back and pigeonholes me and puts me in a little box where I can never be more than this. And so I'm mad at everyone else about it.
Yep.
And it's just like, yeah, maybe if like you didn't buy into and participate in like I'd hesitate to even call it a fucking culture, but like you said, a
Hmm.
cult
That's
where
what I'm saying. That's why I've been
where
using that word.
where you become, impotent in your own life
Hmm.
by your own choices, and then you're gonna say it's someone else's fault.
Yeah, 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 exactly. Again, it's just it's that victimizing myself while demonizing everyone else
Hmm.
or every other color, I should say. But yeah. So Kim, kind of she puts forward the thought to maybe we could start like a newsletter and have like a magazine or something that goes out into like mailboxes every week, and that way we get our ideas out that way. And so she
And
writes that down on the board.
and I think it's either Marjorie or Leslie who goes, "Do you know where all the immigrants live around here? We should just like publish a list of all
Yeah,
their houses."
literally. Yeah, like trying to dox everyone.
Like literally go from like, I'm not very racist. I'm
Hmm.
just here to like, yeah, let's dox them all and fucking kill them in the
Yep.
street. It's like, whoa.
And then Emily is I think the one who's like, we're not there yet. We will get there, but we're not there yet. I'm
Yeah.
just like, that's fucking
It
nuts.
reflects exactly like the soft and quiet approach she's saying and like how what
Hmm.
she's doing to them. She's like, no, no, no. We got to start by talking about like community and stuff,
Yep,
and then we drop that in there once we get them on our side.
exactly. And so we turn the target now to Leslie, and she starts going into about, how she's made wonderful friends the time that she's been here. And she's like, I guess it's karma for my shitty family. She's like, when I was in prison, I got close to the group of people that I got, attached with, and I really missed that way of life. That being told what to do, where to go, it just makes sense for me.
Crazy.
I was like, that's wild. But again, I love that every single one of them is a different approach to how white supremacy like seeps into people's brains. Like that every single one of them has like a unique approach to how they would have entered in, and they're all real stories that definitely have happened to people, and that are, that's how they got indoctrinated to this fucking way of thinking.
Yeah.
Which is literally just because, yeah, they want to talk about gang mentality and stuff like that in prison, and attaching yourself to the people who look like you in prison seems like it'll be a way of survival. So hey, let me just do that. Oops, I'm a fucking Nazi now. It's like
Yeah.
it's fucking crazy how that works.
Absolutely insane.
So she says, a friend of mine knew that I needed friends out here, and they introduced me to Kim, and I got in close with her family, and I love her kids like they were my own. They look back over at Kim, and she's just like, they love her, and she's like, I want to have a family like that one day. They just took me in, no questions asked, and I'm just here to help. I'm just here to help in any way. And so you kind of see this moment of, or this person who's just like a shell of a human being, an idea of a person, not yet realized at like whatsoever, and willing to put themselves on the line for the cause because they don't have any other fucking sense of self.
Yeah, she had been in survival mode in prison, and then hooking up with the Aryans allowed her
Hmm.
like literally tribal people do not kill themselves.
Hmm.
And it's because they are so like they have to every
Ingrained
day.
in the community.
Well, it's not that. It's that every day they have to wake up and they don't have, like if we're talking about like hundreds of years ago,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like you don't have a fridge, you don't have food storage, you don't
Yeah.
have
You got to go hunt for that shit.
crops every day.
Hmm.
All your shit has to be about making sure you eat, making sure you have water, making sure that you have places to go to the bathroom and that
Yep.
you're, disposing of it correctly so it's not, poisoning your food or your water supply.
Hmm.
So like everything is so constantly focused on your survival
Yeah.
that you don't have enough like time to be bored enough to become depressed
Yeah.
to then want to kill yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so for her, like the docility of becoming a member of the Aryans in terms of like being in prison, having to watch your back 24/7 to all of
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
sudden, we're all going to watch your back for you. You
Yeah.
just got to do what we say when we say it.
Exactly.
It like the stress level just goes way down.
Hmm.
And so she just went, yeah, I'd rather be a caged animal being pulled around on a leash than, be out on the Sahara fighting every day for my survival and my meals and whatnot.
Exactly.
Um, so yeah, that's the comfort of it. So it's like she's not even necessarily harboring these beliefs. She just went, yeah, this is easier.
Yeah, exactly. Literally,
And
that's what she's like. I just miss that way of life. Someone thinking for me. It's just like,
hmm
what the fuck, dog?
so if they think someone's lesser, you'll just think it too.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's just by literally just by association, you got that fucking ideal stank on you, you know?
Hmm
So I thought this was interesting here. They point back at the board and there's feminism, not feminist, written
hmm
on there with
Yeah.
stars around
No,
feminism.
feminine, not
Or
feminist.
feminine, yeah, feminine, not feminist.
And then they go, they're all just trying to make us men. They
Hmm.
want us to be masculine.
Yep, and that's okay. I love this because there are a series of contradictions that she makes throughout the film in terms of
Big
like
time.
dialogue and stuff
Big
like that.
time.
Yeah,
Big
but this is
time.
one that she sets up like, no, we need to be like feminine and like in our approach and and soft and this and that in our approach. But then, the minute that she gets faced with the masculine energy, she just folds real quick, and it's just like, oh, yeah, no, 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 yeah, you're the man. I'm sorry, like, I'm sorry. It's just
Hmm
like she's like, they're trying to make us masculine, this and that. Like, libs are gonna be trying to do this, and so I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then she goes into who would a guy rather be with, Marjorie, Leslie, or some blubbering brown whale? And they all
Yeah.
start coming in from God knows what country with what type of disgusting disease.
Yeah, which again goes back to just it's a big conspiracy by everyone else. Bitch, you're not that important.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, exactly.
You're not that
Literally,
important.
literally, yeah, they don't give a fuck about you. Yeah. And then so she says, for our men, for their strength, they get all of this. She just it's like motions to herself. I was like,
Hmm
they can have that one, man.
Yeah, it's a no for me.
That's enough for me, dog. And I thought this was interesting. I mean, and sorry, if it seems like to the audience we're sticking a lot on this like one section of the movie, but this is a very, very crucial part of the movie to understanding kind of like how everything when everything plays out later on, how all of their ideals and stuff come into play in here, and like it shows a lot about their characters.
Hmm.
But I thought this was interesting because she ends it with saying Ephesians 5, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, 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 yeah." And I was like,
Snap, snap, queen.
"Yeah, yeah, exactly." And I was trying to look it up, and I was trying to figure out what it was, and pretty much it is, yeah, like Christ loved himself in a way so much that he gave himself for us. Therefore, the he gave himself as an offering and a sacrifice for God, and that or to God, and that's why among you there must be like no hint of sexual immorality or any kind of impurity or greed, because these are improper for God's holy people.
That's interesting. When I looked, what I found
Mhm.
was um, Ephesians 5:25. So maybe that's why it's
It's
like a
probably way down, yeah, in there.
specific part of it.
Husbands, love
Uh,
your wives.
yeah, husbands love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. So it is along the lines of what you're saying.
Hmm.
And but basically they're talking about like uh sacrificing yourself to like for the marriage because the marriage is what God wants. So like
Hmm.
it kind of goes back to the whole bank accounts thing of like, oh well, uh, no wonder they act that way. It's because this is what's baked into them. So it's just this notion of, don't don't be upset and break up the marriage. Just fucking do what God wants you to do. Which again,
Yeah,
in their case, leads to have more Aryan babies.
exactly.
So it's like
Mhm.
marriage is the most important thing. We need to get all these women married off so they could just start pumping out more of them, more Sydney Sweeney Jean ads.
I was waiting for us to get to Sydney, sweetie.
Topical.
God damn, dude. Oh, that shit was wild, bro. Watching that shit play out in real time this week was fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, for context, for those who may be listening to this in the future, yeah, Sydney Sweeney just basically did a racist dog whistle commercial in
Very
in
strange.
the form of a jeans commercial, which
Hair color,
hair
eye
color, eye
color,
color, yeah.
offspring.
God,
Like,
yeah, dude, it's wildly fucking racist, and I don't know. You probably still find it at this point in time, but there was
hmm
it's a reference to an old commercial too. Then when I saw that one,
you,
my jaw was on the floor, bro. I was like,
you know
what?
what's funny is people are like, it's a reference to an old commercial where they sexualize the child. So,
The fuck, dude?
can you be
Yeah, like
cultured? Like,
fucking hell, man.
if that's culture,
Oh my God, dude. But yeah, it's insane. But like, going back to what we were that's kind of interesting how, she's using and it's really easy for people to fucking pick, little Bible verses and just like pick and choose which ones like relate to them and their fucking struggles in their life and all that shit. And so, yeah, that's why she's just like, that this is the only gender balance that has proven to build strong families, is what she says, which,
mm,
wonder what she means by that.
yeah.
She's like, it goes back to the 1960s with and she starts choking up the decay of the traditional family, which had this, it's really messed up, And, like she doesn't even finish her thought. She's just like choking up. Everyone's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And she's just like, she starts getting praise left and right. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're such a resource. You're so brave. You're the beauty and the brains. Look at that. That's so crazy." And they're just like, "I just want to acknowledge all of the work that went into organizing this and getting all of our butts into one room and making the pie. And look, you're really making a difference for me anyway." I was like, "What the fuck difference is like?" You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? Like, if getting you guys in a room together at a church and making some pie is organizing, fucking more
hmm
revolutions would be happening.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just interesting because it is, I mean, kind of in a way, it's like it shows this two-sided coin of it really is that simple. Of like,
You're right. No, yeah, you're
it
exactly
it
right.
it
No.
it it does start with, I mean, sharing food and talking is such a human thing,
Hmm.
and that's where so many alliances are formed, whether for good or for evil.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's like truly organizing does start with just reaching out to the people around you. And one of the classic ways to do that is with a meal, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
So it's, it actually kind of is, but are you doing it for good or are you doing it for evil?
yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah, yeah,
know? So
exactly.
it's
Yeah, man, we only have tacos for good on this side.
that's right.
But yeah, so Alice says that she's going to be taking notes and then emailing everyone else afterwards. And I think it's Marjorie who's like, should we really be doing that, And then Emily gets fired up and she's like, "I'm sorry, what have we done that's wrong here? No, 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 name one thing that we've
Yeah.
done that's wrong, that's
Yeah, what
illegal."
what did we do that was illegal? And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then like everyone's just like, "Whoa, whoa, chill out, dog." Like, and she's like, you know, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I really appreciate you guys being here. I'm all riled up from everything." And so it's so dumb. But the Kim is like, "I need homeschooling materials immediately because you should hear what they're teaching our children."
hmm
And she's like, "Oh, I'll help with curriculum. It's fine." She's like, "It's actually been a dream of mine to write a children's book someday." And everyone's like, "Oh my God." They're like, "You should. You totally should." And then Leslie goes one step above and she's like, "You should make your own school." And then everyone,
Yeah.
then she's like, "Really dream big, get in there." And then she's like, Emily's kind of like taken back and she's like, "Yeah, maybe I should. Maybe." And it's just like this little hint of like the seed was planted. And you're just like, "Uh-oh." You don't want these people having a fucking ego.
hmm
And yeah, so she was just like, "This is the book I've been working on." She pulls it out from her. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's amazing. That's a cute dog. How did you learn to draw like this?" "My brother, he's the real talent." And everyone's like, "How creative you both are." And then they're like, "Oh, the snapback. Oh yeah, yeah, like the magazine. That's right. So we should make a list of all the illegal immigrants in the area so everybody knows where they live and stuff." And Emily's like, "No, no, no. That's the idea. And everything thus far has been a step in the right direction, but we want to be careful with this first issue, right? We want to engage the mainstream. We can't come on too strong, okay? Soft on the outside so that vigorous ideas can be digested more easily. And now we are the best secret weapon that no one checks at the door because we tread quietly. And that just sent a chill down my fucking spine, dude. Like I was like, "Oh my God, it's
Yeah,
so true,
that mom
man."
has no idea her son's being indoctrinated into Nazism.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I told Amanda this. I was like, I pray to God that that kid goes home and goes, "Let me show you this thing that was on Miss Emily's pie."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
Exactly.
know?
Yeah, 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 yeah. That he would just like be a big mouth like that. Oh man. So yeah, and then oh God, Alice, there's spooky number one. She's like, "I don't know where this fits in with everybody, but I think it's important to, you know, discipline the Mexican and African parents in front of their kids." Well, she doesn't say fucking Mexican.
Yeah.
She uses a slur, and she's like, "Just
It usually pairs with the word spam.
yeah." Exactly.
Yeah, you like
God
that
damn
one?
it.
You like that one?
I hate that.
You like what I did there? It's okay. This is the kind
Oh
of brown
God.
I am. I'm
Yeah,
allowed.
exactly right. So yeah, she tells them that we should discipline them in front of their kids so that, the child's gonna see the parent as the root cause for their problems and naturally distance themselves. And then, it makes them assimilate more quickly. I was like, what the fuck, man? Like,
It's so
it's
it's
so crazy it might work. That's the fucked up part.
I actually did read several people like online talking about
Hmm.
like yeah, that like literally makes me think of things that happened to me and my parents in my own
Yep.
childhood.
Yep.
Of like literally, and that is a real thing of the just this whole
Because I've been
it's
saying it this whole time. I'm like, this stuff happens in secret. It happens underneath, behind closed doors and stuff. But in complete honesty, no, it fucking doesn't. It happens out loud and fucking in public every goddamn day. And this is a way of showing that. This is an approach that people probably would just be like, "Oh, what are you, they're only like calling out these wrong things that this child's parent is maybe doing, you know what I mean? Like that's their thought process and initial like thinking. But then you look deeper into it and you're just like, "Oh my God, no, this is the fucking thinking that goes into that.
Hmm.
That's the intention behind what they're saying, you know?"
Yeah, and this whole scene is like so sickening. Like
It
before
is.
we even got
Yeah.
to like where we're
The
talking,
worst fucking part, yeah.
I must have said out loud like three times, I see why he said this is so hard to watch.
Yeah.
I see why he said
Literally.
this is so sickening. Like the just the bile
Mm-hmm.
building
It's
up in
it's
my
building up
fucking
exactly.
body, you know?
Mm-hmm. And so it was interesting right here. Alice like trips over and spills coffee on Kim's sweater, and she's like, "Oh fuck!" Like, chaos ensues, and then Emily gets called to the back by someone. A man's just standing in the doorway, and she goes back there, and it's the priest, and the father. She's like, "Father, thank you," and he's like, "Please go, please go. Like I don't want any trouble. Just please go. I'm not going to report you if you just leave."
He said, I'll give you the standard deal that the Catholics give a child molester.
Exactly.
The
We're just gonna
classic
go ahead and
deal.
move that problem over
Yep,
there. Just
yep,
get a little shimmy. All right.
yep. So look, here's the deal. Touch a boy,
Mm.
do a white supremacy. All you got to do is leave.
Do always. God.
And it's fucked up because honestly, like coward,
Oh
coward,
yeah, 100%,
coward. You don't, you
100%.
don't make a deal and tell them to,
Skedaddle.
yeah, absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. No, it's right. And I think right here is really neat too to point out that the sound design in this movie is fucking phenomenal on top of everything else. But the sound like dips out as he walks away, and then like the camera kind of stays focused on her as she's walking forward, and she's like backlit by the hallway, and the sound just kind of like cuts out. There's this like music that kind of intensely rises up in the back, and then as she gets like closer and closer, it gets to a fever pitch, and then it cuts, and then she's just like, ladies, should we go back to my place for some wine?" And then everyone's like, "Oh yeah, that's a great idea." And then some of them have to leave and stuff like that. They all start
Yeah.
saying their goodbyes. Oh man, and then this one was dude, I was just like, God damn, when she said this shit. Marjorie was just like, "Yeah, I'm game." And then Emily passes by her and says, "You sound like an ape when you talk like that." And it just completely shuts her down, and she's like, "Oh, I guess you're right."
Yeah.
I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" And she says, "Yeah, we'll help you work on that. Don't worry." And
Yeah.
then yeah.
Which is such bullshit. She just loves to tear them down.
Hmm. That's the thing. Yeah, so that's cult leader mentality.
Yeah,
You
that's how you
fucking
keep them in place.
exactly. You feed them with one hand, you beat them with the other.
You make them so starved for your love.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. And so, that's is interesting too because Marjorie and Leslie are the first two to kind of like go out and break off from the group, and they're just like realize they're just like, "Oh, like we're besties now, we're gals and part of the fucking group." So like they just have this kinship right away, I think, because yeah, you're right. They are the lower class of the group. And then yeah, so she was just like this is also funny too cuz she's pointing out all of the things about like men that she doesn't fucking like. She's like, "Oh, I hate when they smile and you could see their teeth." I was like, "What?"
What the fuck?
It's like, "Girl, it's okay to be gay, man."
That's so weird.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man,
God.
yeah, they're like they're taking like little secret shots, and then she was just like, she's like, "Oh man, that was my first time being in a church in a long time. I'm surprised I didn't like light it on fire."
Hmm.
She's like, "Oh yeah, maybe God forgave us."
Mm,
And then yeah,
interesting.
they all start. They all start making their way to the cars.
Oh shit. I mean, that's basically them saying like, well, if it's okay for us to have had this meeting in a church, then God co-signs it. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
no, it's just because he doesn't exist, bro.
Exactly. Exactly. Ain't
It's just
nobody
because
home, dog.
it's just because he doesn't exist, and if he did, he's evil. It's a
Yeah,
very, very easy.
exactly. Yeah, so Jessica is making her way over, the pregnant one. She's like, "Have a wonderful night, ladies," and Sieg Heils in front of everybody in the parking lot.
Just straight up. And then Emily goes, haha,
And
you're
she's
so
like, "You're
bad.
so bad." She looks around and then she does it right back to her real
And
quick.
and Amanda immediately went, "Oh, I thought you had nothing to be ashamed of,
Yep, yep,
bitch. Why
yep.
you doing it all
Exactly.
secretly? I thought
Yep.
this was all totally
I thought it
okay."
wasn't illegal. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, then Marjorie points out, she's like, "This was crazy. I thought this was wild." Marjorie's like, "Thank you for inviting me. This was actually really cool." Emily's looking down at her phone and she's like, "Well, it was either this or kill myself." And she walks away. I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "God
That was,
damn."
and I think it's because she can't fuck her brother because he's in jail.
Well, also, I think the pregnancy shit is also like very on her mind. You know what I mean? A little
Yeah,
column A, a little column B. Yeah, for sure. It
and
could
and
be
we'll
both. Yeah.
find out why because there's a line later that's like more about that situation.
Yeah, it's explicitly going to be about that situation at some point. But yeah, they're like, Kim, are you going to be going to the store? And she's like, yeah, we need more wine. And so she's like, yeah, can you give us a ride real quick? And so they all hop in the van, this fucking hate mobile. But
Hmm.
as they're hopping in the van, camera swings around to the back sidecar at the side of the car, and it shows Emily on the phone. I think she's on the phone with her husband, and she's letting him know that Kim's just gonna go drop him off at the store real quick, and he can pick her up there. But that they're gonna be a couple of girls are gonna be coming over for some wine. And she doesn't really get like an answer, or whatever. It's just kind of like telling him like that's what's gonna happen, just so you know. And then she's like, "Okay, see you soon, bye." And then she's like, Craig's excited to meet all your, all the new friends, thank you for coming.
The way she paces around is so weird. Like it's so not matching with the
Hmm.
character she actually is. Like she's performing in so many ways.
For sure, for
And
sure.
it's just interesting to see. I don't know how to explain that better, but if you haven't seen it, when you do see it, you'll get it. And if you have seen it, you're going, yeah, that was kind of weird how she was walking around there.
She's so nervous, nervous energy throughout the entire fucking thing. Like this, she is such a fragile woman ready to fucking snap. And like,
If she wasn't racist, I'd recommend microdosing.
yeah, right, exactly. If you weren't racist, you don't get our psychedelics.
Of course not.
Oh man. Uh, So yeah, she's just like, well, how long have you been teaching? Leslie reaches over and like, how long have you been teaching? She's starting to get to know Emily. She's like, 5 years. I'm teaching them. She's like, I teach kindergarten. I think she says, and she's like, oh my god, they're so cute at that age. That's so sweet. That's awesome. And she tells them, just depending on their birthday, and all that stuff. And then she says, this is where we bring up the vintage clothing thing. She
Hmm.
says, Leslie's like, I have all these vintage clothes I've been wanting to sell, and I don't know. I was thinking like maybe we could put the money for it towards the school or the magazine or something like that. I just want to help out towards the cause. And Marjorie's like, I have a bunch of stuff I can contribute to. Yeah, for sure. And she's like, I just, need to take pictures of the clothes and then I could put it on online. And she's like, would you model them? Like, you're so pretty. And then everyone's like, yeah, 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 you totally should. And Emily's like, I should just bring you guys around with me everywhere. Like, because they're just fucking feeding her goddamn ego.
Yeah, exactly. They all want to be her so bad. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's just literally like they work out a pecking order, and it's so
Mm-hmm.
interesting. And then seeing that whether that stands the test of time or not in this
Yeah.
hour and a half of their lives.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
It's a lot to go down within like 80 minutes of
That's what
meeting
I'm
somebody.
saying, dude. Yeah, I know, fucking right here, dude. Kim is just the worst. I hate Kim with a fire. But I hate all of them, but Kim is like especially the fucking worst. Like everyone's like, yeah, you'd be great at, you could totally build a school and stuff. And she says, if black people can have their own colleges, and Jews can have their own community centers, and Islam can have their own laws, then why can't we? And it was yeah, she doesn't use that word. She doesn't. She uses obviously, the hard R, the hardest of R's.
Biggest.
Um, and then she's like, yeah, basically, if they can do it, why can't we? And so they all
Hmm.
just kind of go inside the store, and the this is interesting because the camera just kind of like takes its time following Emily around the store. She's just picking up like fucking random shit. She gets like peanut, like trail mix and stuff. She's getting fucking jar of mayonnaise for some fucking reason. The largest one, mind you. I was like, the fuck? And
Yeah, strange that that's what you want.
mm-hmm. And yeah, because then I'm like thinking about like what the fuck was this night gonna turn into if you know what I mean? If they had no intention of doing what the fuck they did with that, like, you know what I mean? Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting choice that really we see why the writer did it, but
Mm-mm.
I guess whatever, fuck it. She needed mayonnaise, but it did seem
But that's like,
strange
why
as
you need all the mayonnaise, dog?
yeah, it did. And what's funny too is I called this before it happened,
hmm
and then I forgot to track it,
hmm
but she doesn't pay for any of it.
Oh no, no, hell no. Why would she? She's
And it's just a
fucking
given. It's just a
yeah.
given that Kim's gonna give it to her.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So I thought this was interesting. This was a second watch notice too, but as two women enter the store, Emily notices them and ducks behind a shelf.
Yep, and I didn't catch that happened because of the camera movements.
hmm
But when she comes out, I noticed that and I
Yeah,
was like, that's
it's
weird. Why
very
were
yeah,
you skulking around?
yeah, and we'll find out in a bit why she did that. But the two women are like, actually, Kim says, "Oh, sorry, like we're closed," but she doesn't say sorry. She's like, "We're closed," and so the two women are like, "Oh, we're just gonna be real quick. Like, I just want to buy a bottle of wine real quick." And it's important to point out both women are Asian,
Yep.
and
And so I did see some people say that they didn't like how the Asian characters are portrayed and that they felt like there might have been like some level of microaggression. Beth is Brazilian Asian American.
yeah, that's why I was like, I didn't get a hint of that. I don't
I didn't
the fuck.
either. I didn't get that at all. But then I just happened to see her mother's Chinese American and her father is Brazilian.
Hmm.
So she's a dual citizen, U.S. and Brazil.
Oh, it's interesting. Well,
Um,
yeah, I didn't
yes.
get at
Literally,
all the
if you
fucking
look up a picture of her, you can just immediately tell that she is
yeah.
Latina and Asian.
Yeah, but I
Yes.
didn't get like that the characters were portrayed in any way that like
Because of like the stuff that happens.
I guess so, but it's also
That's
like I don't know, they're that's just a conduit for their fucking racism, like the main character's racism and shit. I think that's like, I don't think they see them as people, therefore I don't think the movie is gonna see them as people, in order
yeah.
to kind of make that point.
I think it does a good job of like because this is just a movie from the villain's point of view.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
This
yeah.
is what's the one with the not Jason guy? In a
Oh,
violent
in a
way,
violent nature. Yeah, in a violent
violent
nature.
nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Uh,
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy to put that. Yeah, it's totally it. Just in a
uh,
violent nature.
so I mean, I felt that they were, like fully
Yeah.
fleshed out people.
Yeah.
But I think kind of like you said, like they end up becoming like I don't feel this way, but people
hmm
were basically saying they're props to support this story about how bad these people are
Yep.
that you should already just understand are bad. But
Exactly.
I
They would
didn't
need to
feel
fucking say
that
that.
way. And then also just the fact that, Beth has Chinese heritage. She is an Asian woman. So
Yeah,
she
exactly.
made this choice specifically because she's trying to express her
hmm
experiences and
Yeah,
her
exactly.
feelings,
None of this felt like how do I say it? demeaning, and none of it felt like, looking down at someone or anything. Like nothing. I mean, besides the actions that the fucking main characters do, but it's like nothing in terms of the filmmaking process felt in like malicious in intent. So
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, so Leslie starts antagonizing, and she's like, excuse me, do you guys speak English? She said we're closed. And I think is their names are Lily and Anna, I want to say, or
And
Anne.
mm-hmm.
So Anne tells her, like, we'll be quick. Like, I'll buy the most expensive bottle. It's fine. Like, just it's I just want to get out of here. It's been a long day. And one of them, and then Lily tells her, she says, "Oh, is there?" She says, "I can refuse service to anyone." Kim tells her, and then Lily's like, "But legally, you need to have a better reason than being a tired old cunt."
Mm-hmm. Love it. And Kim is so she's like literally being racist, and then she gets that and she goes, what? Like literally,
Hmm.
she becomes speechless.
Speechless. And then this is where Emily pops up from the back and was like, "Excuse me, what the fuck did you just say?" And Anne starts walking away, but Emily yells at her, and she's just, well, Leslie actually keeps on tagging on, but like Lily is just like, dude, you keep letting them like walk all over you, like say something, you know what I mean? Like Anne
Hmm.
is just trying to get out of there. And Lily is just like, you know what? You need to like speak up. And Emily notices, or Anne notices Emily, and she's like, "Ah, fuck, that's his sister." And
Yeah.
then you kind of get like there's kind of context given in there, but you're not really sure where it is like yet, but there is context.
And as soon as they said that, I was like, "Oh, her brother's a big Nazi," and that
Hmm.
explains why all the women immediately see her as a leader, is
Yeah.
because they equate her to her Nazi brother.
Hmm.
Her father was probably also like a figurehead in this fucked up little slice of America,
Hmm.
this Nazi cult that they're in.
Yeah, because you do see that obviously this is their first meeting. This is new. This is not something that she has
No,
been
no,
doing. You know what I mean? But like, but I don't know what you're saying. I know
But
what you mean.
Kim does know her brother.
Hmm. Hmm.
Jessica, I'm sure, knows her brother if her
Yeah.
dad is a KKK
Yeah.
leader.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I honestly, the only new people are Leslie and Marjorie.
Hmm.
Emily,
Hmm.
Emily knows all the rest of them. And so because
Yeah.
Emily's brother and probably her family are like these figureheads, she goes to Kim and goes, "Let's start recruiting people. Let's make
Hmm.
this little group."
Yep.
And then they get their two new members. And so now they're gonna start their newsletter and they're gonna start trying to get other people.
Fucking school.
Yeah, right. Uh, but yeah, you get the sense that her brother is like some sort of leader in
Yeah.
all of
Prominent
this.
figure. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're like, "Oh fuck, that's her sister, or
Hmm.
that's his sister."
Hmm.
Um,
Which you're gonna realize what, how this has a deeper, more fucked up connection
very
instead of
shortly.
them just realizing that they know each other like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, we turn back to Emily, and this is where she goes full fucking Thanos tilt, man. She's just like, buy your wine. Like, and then she's like, no, like, no, buy your wine. Like, you came to buy your wine. You said you're gonna buy the most expensive bottle, so buy it. And so
Hmm.
Anne kind of relents, and she kind of goes back because she's just, she's pressuring her essentially. All of the other motherfuckers staring around, and she makes her way back, grabs a bottle, goes up to the counter, and Emily kind of just trails right behind her, and Leslie's standing right behind her. Kim is just dogging her down from the register. She picks up the
Hmm.
bottle, and she's like, "That's $300." And so they strong arm rob this woman for 300 fucking dollars,
Hmm. And she
and
pulls it all out in cash.
she pulls it all in cash. And Kim is like, "Hold on, let me count." And she's like, "All right, we're good." She looks over at Emily, and she just grabs the bottle, and then she just leaves. But as she's walking out, Marjorie, with her drunk ass, decides to start talking a little bit more shit. And she's like, excuse me, the only people who carry that much cash or $300 cash in their purse are either whores or what does she say?
Thieves.
Whores or thieves, that's right. And then she's like, or waitresses. And she's like, well, what the fuck? I was just like, yeah, in my head, I was just like, you dumb motherfucker.
Here's the thing. Here's the
You
thing. You
dumb.
embarrass them, you make it clear how stupid they are, and then they
Hmm.
turn violent
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Exactly. That's
because of
literally.
the embarrassment.
Hmm.
Like it's easy to outwit somebody who's this much of a fucking lowlife,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah, and then Leslie proceeds to use both slurs for Asian and then Mexican people. In one, she says that you kind of look like one, fuck the other one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She's like, "What even are
Like, what
you?"
are you?
And then this is where Anne delivers the brilliant like through tears,
Mm-hmm.
which like God, that's
This
how it
one
feels in
fucked me
these
up. This
situations.
one fucked me up,
She
dude.
goes, "Well, whatever you think I am is how you're gonna treat me. So I guess
Mm-hmm.
I'm whatever you think I am."
God, dude. It's just, yeah. And like, what the fuck? Even now, while I'm watching this, I'm getting like fucking choked up too. It's just
I,
like,
I was gonna be upset if she was like, "Oh, well, you know, I'm Laotian or whatever," you know.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Been watching a lot of King of the Hill.
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
you know, like if she had given her like some sort of specific that she
Satisfactory
wouldn't even
actor.
be able to
Yeah.
like understand, only for her to come back with, "Are you Chinese or Japanese?"
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you know, like Hank's just a bumbling whatever, you know, but like
Hmm.
it would be weaponized in this case.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I would have been pissed if she gave like an actual answer. Like,
Hmm.
why even bother?
Yeah.
You're
You
gonna think what you're gonna think, so you go ahead and think it.
Yeah, and she tells like then she drops a fucking F slur in here. And she's like, "You guys," she's like, "Well, you guys are for gay." And she says, "Oh, you." She said, Lily fires back with, "We're sisters, you fucking idiot."
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, "What the fuck did you just call me?" And then she shoves Anne, and then
Yes.
Lily gets in between them and like pushes her off her and shit. And then
Yeah.
in the scuffle, Kim comes out fucking loaded with the Glock, and then she's just like, "Get the fuck out, get the
And
fuck out."
Kim also with the gun starts screaming, "Let go of her purse, let go of her
Yeah,
purse."
yeah, 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 yeah. In the scuffle, yeah, exactly.
Just and again, that directly goes back to the bird watching incident.
Hmm.
This woman immediately starts screaming something, so if anyone hears it and comes, they're gonna go, "Oh, well, they were robbing you, so they deserve to be
It's
shot."
justified.
Yeah, but that's not even nowhere near what was happening.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, and this was interesting too because this was the little bit of exposition that you get. This is the explanation as they're walking away, and Anne is trying to like pull Lily away, like, let's just get the fuck out of here. Lily yells out, "Do you know what they do to rapists in prison? Like rapists like your brother's in prison. He's never gonna be able to take a shit right again."
Yeah, he's never gonna take another solid shit in
Solid
his
shit in
life.
his life, yeah. And then this just breaks Emily, and she's just like, she's a fucking liar. No, she's the slut. Like, no, 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 like she's a liar, and she's crying, and the music just fucking elevates and gets fucking
Mhm.
crazy. And right here, like, we finally get the introduction to her husband, and he comes in, and he's just like, which I will say maybe the most level-headed character in here is still fuck this motherfucker the long way,
I have a
bro.
very interesting take on Craig as we go forward.
He's an interesting character and an interesting element into this entire story. But yeah, I was just like, ultimately, I know how I feel about him, and it's fuck him.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
100%. But I
but
do
he does
think
add nuance in here, I will say.
he informed us a lot about Emily.
Oh yeah, 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 100%. So he's just coming in. He's like, "What the fuck? Like, you good? It's all good." And then, oh man, this is crazy. Sure, he goes over to console Emily as she's crying, and then I think it's Kim who's yelling in the background. She's
Yeah.
like, "I don't." She's like, "I don't know why he would. He doesn't even want to touch her, much less rape her." Like, so she's talking about Anne as she's walking away.
Yeah, and then she starts yelling to Craig as he comes in. Like Craig comes in
Yeah.
and he's holding her by the holding Emily by the wrist, and then
Hmm.
Kim is like, I kind of imagine off screen doing one of these, like
She's
pacing.
literally doing. She's holding her head as I'm like, yeah,
Oh, that's funny.
that's
So
so funny.
I guess
As a yeah.
we literally do see it. But she's just pacing around going, oh my God, I didn't recognize her. Like they came
Hmm.
in after we were closed, and
Yeah,
so I was thinking about other things, but that's the bitch who put him in jail.
she put Jeff in jail.
He
Yep.
put Jeff in jail, and everything online says that Anne is Jeff's victim,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's very unclear but what she put him in jail necessarily means.
Mm.
You know, like whether she like was a witness or what. You know, like
Mm.
it's kind of unclear, especially with the.
I gathered it specifically. She's the victim.
But the thing that holds me back is Lily going, "Come on, stand up for yourself" to the sister of your rapist. Like that would be weird to do.
Mm.
That would be weird to do.
I think you should just meant it in terms of like, just don't take it again. Like, don't fucking let anybody.
But they recognized Emily immediately.
Hmm.
She like says Emily's name a couple times after they go, "Oh, that's his sister." So I just can't see a sister telling her sister who is a rape victim, "You need to stand up for yourself."
Hmm.
Like that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean that's a whole nuanced other conversation to get
Yeah.
into.
So
Which,
I mean, he raped somebody. I'm
yeah,
not sure I totally, and also like
I would
I just don't
imagine
want to put
it's.
that much trauma on Anne because of
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
else that
straight. I
happens
know.
moving
Fuck,
forward. That's a
seriously,
lot for
dude.
one human to
I
go through.
know. I know.
If we put this on top of it.
Yeah, and I mean, and I can see where you have that read on it too. I just think for me it was kind of like, or at least hinted at, or at least strongly implied that he was like the perpetrator of that crime. You know what I mean? I really do think he was, and she was the victim. At least from what it reads to me, because of Emily's responses, because of Emily's like so stark. She's running to his like side to defend him, and she's just like, no, 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 he's not. But also at the same time, she will not talk to him. She will not pick up the phone and speak to him because she knows that what the fuck he did is wrong. She knows that he is guilty. And so that's why she even hid when she saw Anne and Lily walk into the store, because she recognized them immediately.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, just that one line is just like if you think of everything
Mm.
else, that just seems weird to do.
I just think it's one of those in the moment type of things. You know what I mean? Like, she was just heated up and shit, and just saw that. I get being triggered by a fucking a face. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, but yeah,
Yeah.
she's walking in here, and like Kim is the hands on the head, just fucking like they were coming in here acting all aggressive. Like, you have no idea. Like, so Craig's just like, well, let's just get some wine, and like, let's just go. And she's like, the Kim is yelling, though they hang out outside of Clark's, and they're animals, and they're yelling all the time, and this and that. And she says something right here. She says, so you know these guys? But she says she went to school with Anne, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, Emily and Anne have known each
Mm-hmm.
other like their whole lives.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, she's just like, again, here Leslie coming in. She's like, that bitch needs to shut her carpet munching face. I'm like, all right, the lady doth protest a little too much, or
Yeah, she's like obsessed with.
yeah. No, yeah, and it's really, it is a hyperfixation for her. The sexual aspect is the angle for her character throughout the rest of this movie.
Mhm.
Like, down to, oh god, yeah, down to what happens later, but um yeah, Leslie's the one who's firing it up, and it's just like, well, she can't fucking talk to her like that. Like, that's disrespectful. And, like, we can't just fucking let her get away with that. And she's like, do you know where she lives? Like, do you know where she lives? And she's like, yeah, but and then she's like, it's fine, it's fine. I can go myself. I don't need anybody else to go. Don't worry about it. And then, like, everyone's like, no, 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 what the fuck? And she's like, we need to teach her a lesson. And she fucking keeps on, and she's like, it'll be fun, it'll be fun. And then she looks over at Kim, and Kim looks over at her. She's like, I'll do it if you do it. And she's like, and she looks over at Emily, and then Emily's like, Yeah, okay, that's fine. We can go. And Craig is just in the middle, like, yo, what the fuck? He's like, hey, like, we need to maybe think about this. And she looks at this man, and he is just like, I don't know if we should be doing this. I don't know. And she's like, why are you all mopey? And he's like, do
And
you know
and then
what
he
you're?
then he goes, I didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't
Mm-hmm.
he tells her a couple times under his breath that this isn't a good idea, and
Mm-hmm.
then he becomes quiet, and then he just lets them all
Mm-hmm.
go off and form this plan.
Yeah, because she starts saying, she's like, it's just a joke. It's just a practical joke. We're gonna go play. Because
Yeah,
Leslie's like, we should go shit in her tub or something like that. Or whatever
yeah,
the
let's
fuck
go
she's like,
take a shit in her tub or steal her
steal her
passport
passport. That's what she says.
because
Yeah,
they
that's
assume
right.
she's an immigrant.
Yep. And
And
so,
and also, how is that like a prank? Stealing an
yeah,
immigrant's
and
passport.
literally that's what he says. He's like, it's not a joke. It's a felony. Like,
Yeah,
what the fuck are you talking about?
yeah, and he's just like so desperately, but he has no power.
Mm-hmm.
After all this talk she had about like powerful men and giving yourself up to your
Mm-hmm.
man, like she's a hypocrite in every single way.
Yep, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. And so he's just like, you should maybe, we had a rough week. I know, we had the call with the doctor about the baby and all that. And I know that that's maybe on your mind and stuff like that. And then she's like, this has nothing to do with that. Like, don't even, you're so fucking stupid. She's like, you want to be a little fairy here? That's fine. Okay. But you want your wife to look at you every day like a pussy bitch? No, I can live like that. That's fine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm not sure you can. You need to be a big man here and teach people how to respect you. Now, doesn't that sound fucking
This
familiar?
this shit made me like it destroyed me. I was laughing so fucking hard.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't
Mm-hmm.
expect it, and it's delivered so stone cold seriously.
So
A-
fucking funny, dude.
And if you literally are just sent that clip, you're like, what fucking B movie is this from? But then when you see it in context, like
Yeah.
it's just I just didn't expect it. I
Gosh.
I was
Yeah, she ends it with, do you want me to look at you like a fucking F slur, babe?
I never
Like,
do.
god
Is
damn
that what you want? I like I again,
it. God damn it,
I
man.
didn't know where things were going. I was really hoping, I don't know, that like bad things were going to happen to them because of their
Mm-hmm.
Nazism. And so I
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh, perhaps he's going to scream at her and call them all stupid or hit her in front of them or
Yeah.
something. And we're just going to like really, move into this like now we're going to go to the Nazi cult and like
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't even, but it didn't go that way.
No, no, it
But,
just goes somewhere fucking worse.
and if he was who her brother is, it may have gone that way.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, 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 yeah. Little. That's I think that you're right. That is an interesting addition to add to this little scene. But I think it's interesting how his silence becomes complicitness when he tells them, You can't take your phones. Leave your phones here. That way they can't trace that you've been over there to the house."
And they're all like, "Oh, Craig, you're so smart.
You're
You're so
so smart.
smart."
You're so
And,
smart.
and they all just start hyping each other up.
Yeah, exactly. And so Emily's like, well, obviously this stays here, right, guys? And everyone's like, yeah. And Marjorie's like, puts on a fucking, she puts on some like dubstep EDM shit. She's just like, yeah, woo, I love this fucking song. And Leslie starts fucking like partying with her and shit. And then Craig's like, yo, turn it the fuck off. And then everyone's like, oh, well, Craig's being a fucking buzzkill.
Hmm
So.
And
Uh,
and and you'll see as they go into the house too, but he does have this weird like Nazi Idaho compound tactical mind going on.
Yeah, literally. That's what I'm saying. It's not like he's. That's what I'm saying. It's ultimately fuck him because he's like, I don't want to do it. Okay, this is how you do it. Like, it's
Yeah,
like,
but
all right, fuck you, dog.
from their power dynamic and from
Mm-hmm.
what they said about her brother, I get the feeling that he doesn't want to be with her.
Mm-hmm.
She wants him. And because of like her family and her power within the cult and
Yeah,
everything, he just has to be with her. He just
yeah.
has
He
to be
doesn't
with.
have a choice. Yeah.
he just has to be with the Nazi princess. And so like I don't know, you just get this vibe of like he's as trapped as we are watching all of this. But
Hmm.
then again, like you said, he ends up helping them, and so it's like, yeah, fuck you too.
Yeah.
But you just get this weird sense of like, again, counter to her being like, oh, we all got to give ourselves up to our man, when she's like, it just feels like she controls him
Yeah.
in
Yeah. Yeah.
this
Yeah.
weird way. And I kind of get that the vibe is, well, yeah, if I don't marry this girl, her brother's gonna fucking beat me to death with a
Hmm.
bat.
Yeah, exactly. And at the same time, he's trying to be this like, oh, maybe we should just think about this or like be calm and rational and this and that. But then again, he does end up co-signing her shit under fucking like, threat of death essentially. Or
Mm-hmm.
a threat of just being a pussy in her eyes, apparently.
Yeah.
So his ego's
Yep.
at stake. But
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, as they're driving up, Marjorie keeps fucking pointing out. She's like, she lives up on the hill. She's like, I'm in a fucking duplex and this bitch lives on the hill. Like that's fucking bullshit. And he's asking her, he's like, how? He's like, is she gonna be home? And Emily tells her, is like, no, like don't worry. Again, he's like, how do you even know this? She's like, well, I kind of keep tabs on her every now and then. I just kind of keep checking up on her. And he tells her, he's like, you need to let that go. And then like she just ignores him and just keeps on like the conversation
Yeah,
keeps going.
yeah, yeah. And see, I feel like she just has this obsession around her brother
Mm-hmm.
that just feels real weird. Like
Mm-hmm.
it just feels
Feels incestuous.
like she didn't really give a shit about Craig. Like if she had her druthers, she'd be bouncing on her brother.
I hate you.
I hate me too, because I just happened to say druthers, and then I was like, oh boy, here we go. Here we
I
go.
hate that. It's disgusting.
It
So
is.
he
It's
he tells
sickening.
he's like, does she live alone? And she's like, yeah, yeah, she lives alone. Well, I don't know, maybe. And she's like, it's kind of important that you know if she lives alone. And she's like, it
Mhm,
doesn't matter, it's fine. And he's like, all right, you guys get 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna come back in for you. Like I'm coming back in to get you. Like whether or not you're done, you get 5 minutes. And she's like, oh, there's my big sexy man. And then they kind of pull up. And then Leslie, this is hilarious. Leslie is like, "Well, I got a question. If they're not even home, why do we only get 5 minutes?" And he looks back at Emily. He's like, "Is she a good idea?"
mhm.
I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, he literally tells her that. Is she a good idea? Like
Yep.
this, and he ain't wrong to ask that.
Hmm. That's a
Hmm.
fucking wild card if I ever seen one.
Hmm.
And yeah, so she
I
gets
wish
out.
she cut the brake line. There it
Right? Yeah.
is. There it is. There it is, brother. There's the Sunny.
Exactly. So they go up, and then he's tracking for a little bit, and he's like, "Nah, I fucking hate this. There's too much space between the house and the road. We're gonna get everybody else here. We're not gonna be able to get anybody out unseen." And she's like, "Well, okay, again, stop being a bitch, and let's get in there." And so she gets over there, and in the front, he asks if she had any pets, and she was like, "No." First thing they run up on is a little fucking cute little wiener dog, just looking out the front porch. Oh, I was like, don't you fucking even
They're white
touch
women.
that
I knew
dog.
the dog was fine.
I was like, yeah, but when shit popped off, I was like, don't, I was like, that fucking dog better be okay, man.
Hmm.
So, yeah, she picks up the dog, and like they find I think Leslie finds the hide key that's like, in the pot plant, like next to the door. So they bust in, and they start going around. Then fucking Marjorie's dumbass has to point out how much better everyone else has it. She walks up the stairs. She's like, she has a fucking live-in. She has a washer and dryer up here. She's like, those are both front-loading too. Like, what the fuck? It's like, you're stupid.
Yeah, and then she goes, you know, what I wouldn't give to never go to the laundromat again.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
I get it. It's
Mm-hmm.
terrible,
Yeah, I know exactly.
but also fuck you.
Also, fuck you. And yeah, sure. So first thing she does, she starts rifling through the fridge. She picks out a beer. starts fucking playing around with the piano that she has they have on the floor. She's like, I always wanted a fucking piano. And then she just starts playing random ass keys. And then what's it? Leslie drops some vase in the background. They're all just fucking. Then Emily tells her too. She when she drops the vase and breaks the glass, she tells her like, clean that up. You know what I mean? Like, don't fucking leave that here. And so she puts the dog in the cupboard and puts him away while they're running around and rifling under shit. And I think Kim is up there looking in the rooms for the passport,
Hmm.
and she finds it. So they find the passport and they start making their way out, and they're just like, oh my god, like let's just burn it. Let's just fucking And then he's like, you're gonna burn the whole fucking house down. You chill the fuck out. And
It's
then they hear people coming back. And so she fucking he tells him, he's like, get in there, hide now, like just get wherever the fuck you can, get underneath something. She ducks behind the couch, he ducks behind there with her. She's like stop, like he's telling her, he's like, this is fucking stupid. I told you this was fucking stupid. I told you, and she slaps the shit out of him. And he starts hitting himself. And he's like, there, is that better? Like, is that fucking better? And then like,
because he wants to hit her, but he can't.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm,
and I think again, it's because of the dynamic between them. And if that's her
mm-hmm.
brother and this is her, their dad, they learned it from Papa.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I
Literally.
mean?
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's literally like I think he just wants to fucking rock her shit,
Mm-hmm.
dude. But
Mm-hmm.
instead, he just smacks the shit out of himself,
Himself.
and
Yep.
and because I feel like probably every day of his life, he just has to go along with what she says, and he's just
Has to
screaming
be
to
okay with
himself,
it.
like, I shouldn't be doing this, I shouldn't be doing
Mm-hmm.
this. And at a certain point, dude, it doesn't matter that you're telling yourself that.
It just becomes complicitness. Yeah.
You are just as, yeah,
Evil as she is.
responsible. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
eventually, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
totally.
And yeah, and
Uh,
so at this
and so,
point,
so this is the coercion I was talking about,
oh, okay,
is
yeah, yeah, yeah,
him. I
for
feel
sure,
like,
yeah, with him, yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying. With her character in specific, it's coercing everybody she comes along with. It's the little boy in
hmm
the beginning, it's to him, it's the group, it's everybody. But
hmm
yeah, 100%. So, Anne walks through the door and she calls for her dog. His name's Willie. Oh, and she's like, she doesn't get a response, and she calls for him, and she's like, fuck, I don't like this. And then she like backs out of the door, and as she starts backing out of the door, Emily signals over to Craig, and she's like, fucking, she's getting away, like grab her. So he runs over, grabs her, puts her in the chair, and she just stunned, shocked that everybody's in her fucking home.
I
They throw a rope at her. Go ahead.
yeah, like their cars outside and everything. It's
Mm-hmm.
like it's very unfortunate that sometimes people just have to do stupid shit in a movie, but
Mm-hmm.
especially with like how remote their house is. If I pull up and there's a car in front of my house right after I just had a run-in with
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
white supremacists,
Yeah.
the brother of one of which may have raped my sister.
Yeah, I'm getting the blicky, bro.
Yeah, like
Fucking 100%.
yeah, I'm definitely not just straight going into the house,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fucking call the police, tell them that that ISIS is in, and
Yeah,
let
right.
God sort them out.
Yeah.
Sorry, a dog just started barking outside
Okay.
my window. I was like, what the fuck is that?
So yeah, Craig is just like, what the fuck? Like, you guys, like, what are we doing? And then I forget who it is, but someone throws in rope in her lap, and Leslie starts tying her up. And then
Mhm.
eventually put tape on her mouth, and he's like, you know, Craig rolls over to the kitchen with Emily. He's like, yo, like, what the fuck? We are
He,
not, like, this is not a joke anymore.
yeah, he just keeps yelling at them like, "What are you doing?" And like,
Mm-hmm.
and God, when he grabs her, he's like, "It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Let's
Yeah,
explain." And
so he walks out. He's like frustrated. He's like, I'm not fucking doing this. I'm not helping with this. Walks out the door, happens to see Lily walking towards him. She turns away, and he's like, no, 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 like, don't worry, don't worry. He runs and he grabs her. And yeah, like you're explaining, he's telling her, like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And like,
which I feel like that's so much scarier
It is.
than if someone was
Yeah.
like, "I'm gonna kill you, bitch." I'd
Yep.
be like, "Well, at least I know what's going on."
Exactly.
But keep going
Literally.
like, it's okay. Let me explain. Come with me. Come with me.
Yeah.
Come with me. Come with me.
Nope.
I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna explain.
Nope.
It's
Nope.
like there is no like, I don't know
Hmm.
why, but just infinitely scarier.
It is.
Even though
No, it is.
both situations, I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, 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 exactly. Well, I mean, if I'm going down, I'm taking somebody with me. But motherfuck that.
Lord knows.
But yeah, she comes in and then he brings her in, leaves her there again, and then Kim greets her with a gun in the face. And
The
then
same gun that she brought from her store, and that's when really starts screaming like, "What the fuck
mm-hmm,
are you guys doing?"
mm-hmm. And Marjorie is just like, "Did you just shove me, you bitch?" Like it's just the worst. I just get more angry as I fucking like watch this. But he's in the kitchen freaking out, and he's just like, "Fuck, fuck." And then Emily comes over and is like, "No, it's okay, it's okay." And he fucking hits her, dude. Like he does hit her. I was like, "Oh shit, that's crazy." Because like he shoves her some shit like it, but yeah, he definitely. She's like telling him, "Oh, that's what it was." She's like, "Yeah, it's okay, it's okay," and he like headbutts her almost. So I was like, "Oh damn!" And then he just walks off, and that's the last we see of Craig in this film.
Yep, that's the last we see of this little fucking
Little pussy
ca-
boy.
I mean, even more cowardly than your average Nazi.
Oh yeah, for
You
sure.
know,
Yeah, 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 for sure.
like I get it. Sometimes people are forced into doing things against their will,
Mm,
but it goes back to, and I'm just realizing this. Craig is emblematic of the argument of, well, some Nazis just love Germany.
yep,
Some of them were just soldiers doing their jobs.
yep. Just taking orders.
Some of them were just following orders.
Exactly.
And it's like,
That's
yeah,
literally what I mean.
the
They all
them
represent different tenets of white supremacy, which is fucking interesting.
yeah, that excuse only gets you so far.
100%.
It's like, yeah,
It
totally.
gets
Like
you fucking with with your hands up against the wall is
yeah,
where it gets you.
I hate it, but it's like right now, like everyone in the military, like they don't all have to be fascists, but by the time a couple of years past here, everyone who's left is going to be a fascist.
Hmm.
Unless
Hmm.
something changes,
Yeah.
unless the next guy has better aim.
Jesus Christ. I
Now
love it.
don't
I
you Jack
love
Black me, or we're
No,
gonna have a real
we're
problem.
going down together, doggy.
We're gonna have a real problem. All right. Don't go
Exactly.
fucking star in the Minecraft
Yeah,
movie.
for real. So they get, obviously they're like, fuck him. Leslie is more like, fuck him, you don't need no man, like, like you're a strong independent woman. And she fucking brings her outside. They all kind of like go out in a group, and she's like just yelling at Emily like fucking, we just need to scare them. Don't worry. All we need to do is intimidate them. We just scare the shit out of them, and then we leave them here and nobody says a thing. And she's like, "Well, what if they talk?" And she's like, "Then we really scare the fucking shit out of them." And then Kim is like, I can't. I can't. I need my babies. Like I can't do this. And meanwhile, she has the gun trained
Yeah,
on them.
she's holding the gun and she starts crying and screaming like,
Hmm.
"Stop
She
looking at
said,
me."
"Stop looking at me." Yep. And yeah, she's like, everyone's like, "I need you guys to calm down and just, try and think." And Leslie just goes full on Stacy right here. She's like, "Let me fucking at him, dog. Put me in, coach." And yeah, it's it's real rough. But the more she raised her voice and the more that vein out of her head started popping out, I was like, there's Stacy. I was like, I remember this character for sure.
Yeah, it's interesting because they're all such, like I was saying earlier about like it's easy to be, a beautiful person portraying a fucking wonderful, iconic human being.
Hmm.
It's harder to be, like uh the classic thing is, they say white supremacy, but then you look at each of them and you're like, is the supremacy in the room with us? Like of
Yeah,
all the
exactly.
fucking genetics you inherited,
Yeah.
like you got no chin, you fucking have no drive, no talent. You're not trying to do anything. You just think everything's owed to you because of
Hmm.
the color of your
Color of your
skin,
skin. Yep.
And so it's like same with them of, they purposely chose to, cast everyone in a way that Emily is, the only pretty one and the prettiest one.
Hmm.
And so it's like coming
They're
in and
good,
going, "Oh
like you
yeah."
said.
Like there was a point where I was so angry,
Hmm.
and I'm not, I don't disparage someone's appearance usually,
Hmm.
but there was a part where I was so angry and I forgot it was a movie where literally I was like, you know, fuck, and you're ugly too, you know? And then I was like, whoa, I gotta hold back here
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
but like they took these roles knowing people were gonna have these reactions and
Hmm.
these
Hmm.
feelings and think and say these
Yeah.
things. And I had to like catch myself and be like, they're not real people, dude.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
go
yeah,
in on
yeah,
them. They're
yeah,
not
yeah,
real
for sure.
people.
For sure.
Like,
Yeah, yeah, I'm about to Joffrey this motherfucker, right?
Yeah, yeah, and it was like, oh, and I think even that kind of shows like, well, it's pretty easy to get wrapped up and,
In the story of
and
it,
betray
yeah.
yourself with something that you don't want to think.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I just think,
You
yeah, yeah.
know?
That also, I just think that's a really good indicator of like the writing. You know what I mean? Being
Oh,
able to like, as a performance is sucking you in that much, where it's just like I'm fully enveloped in this, and I just like fully believe it. You know?
absolutely, absolutely.
So Leslie decides she's like, we like, don't worry, we just need to clean up all the evidence. We just get out of here. We wipe everything down. We just scare the shit out of them, and I'm gonna fix this. Don't worry. She looks at Kim. She's like, Kim, I'm gonna fix this, and this part'll be fun. And she walks in with a fucking smirk on her face. Marjorie turns to Kim and is like, I'm so scared. Like, are we actually going to be doing this? Are we actually going to be doing this? And Kim, without hesitation, looks over at her and she says, "Why would you show up dressed for a meeting like a fucking whore?
Disrespect.
Disrespect." Yeah,
That's
and
that's what
walks in
killed
there.
me was just the one word
So funny.
sentence afterwards of just like, yeah, obviously your two brain cells aren't even colliding with one another right now.
Exactly.
You're just freaking out and
Uh,
they just need something to hate and something to blame that's not themselves, and it will even be each other. And I think that even shows like how whiteness is a construct. Like,
yeah.
again, big disclaimer, it's not like the same thing,
Hmm.
but uh the Irish and the Italians,
Oh yeah.
they
Yep.
weren't white
Hmm.
until all of a sudden there were other people to hate.
Yep.
Then they had to become
Exactly.
white because, they needed more people on their
The enemy
side.
of my enemy and all that bullshit.
Yeah, so it was like, okay, you can be white because obviously they're not. So let's team up against them, you know?
Yep.
And so sort of like a digression of that of like when the shit starts to hit the fan, they start going, yeah, all right, you fucking Mick. And it's just
Hmm.
like,
Hmm. Yeah, exactly what
oh,
it is.
okay. I
Yeah.
thought we were
Yep.
just on the same, like that basically was
Yep.
happening.
Literally what's
It
happening. Yep.
is like it's going back to Protestants versus Catholics
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
at
Yeah. Yeah.
one point
Exactly. Yep.
those were the only other people,
Gotta
and
find something to hate. You
for
gotta find.
for some reason white people do need to, even if it's other people with white skin, they need another group to hate. I don't
Hmm.
understand why it's that way,
Yeah.
you
No,
know?
it's just you need an enemy, I guess.
And that's why race is such a fucking construct because it's just
Hmm.
whatever's convenient to them,
Yep.
in terms of
Yeah.
who to include and who to exclude.
So we're entering the worst part of this movie. This is easily this is the part that's
Absolutely.
hardest for me to fucking watch and even like play it back right now. It's just like real fucking gut wrenching. But basically, we're watching a torture scene play out for like 5 fucking minutes. They like take turns like shoving fucking food and shit in her mouth, in Lily's mouth. They like, well, when they walk in the room, Lily and Anne are like holding each other,
Hmm.
and they like rip them apart. And then they're just like, all right, well, now we just got to get to work. And so, yeah, they remove the tape from Lily's mouth and like shove peanuts in her face, and they start like pouring whiskey down her throat and shit. Then Emily is like, "Oh, your hair's so dry. Your hair's so dry. Let me moisturize that for you." And she starts fucking scooping out the mayonnaise and like smearing it in her hair.
I gotta say there, the dissonance that occurs between what they say and what happens.
Hmm.
Like they're like, okay, we need to simultaneously scare the shit out of them and also clean up all of our mess and
Hmm.
wipe everything down and not create any more evidence. And then they're just like smearing mayonnaise in her
Hmm.
hair and like
And then
touching everything.
swing around, and Marjorie's filming everything.
Yeah, and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
She
She's like, "I'm
she's
filming a
filming
video
it
on her
on
phone."
her phone, which is fucking crazy. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah, even if she deletes it, it's still gonna be like in the bin files of that
hmm
phone.
hmm
Like they're gonna find that.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, yeah, they're like very early on in this crime. Like as soon as they came home, and it's hilarious. They start going, "Oh, they weren't supposed to be here. They weren't supposed to be here." By what measure? By
Yeah, yeah,
what measure? They just
literally.
literally in the store they were like, "Look,
We're going home.
I've had a fucked up day at work too. I just want
Hmm.
to get some wine and go home." And then they're like, "Oh, they just left the store. I bet they're
Yep.
not going home." Like
Hmm.
they just told you they
They
were.
just said it. Yeah, you
They
fucking
just
poor,
told
stupid,
you.
sweet, innocent thing. Yeah, and it's rough right here because as this is happening and they start turning their attention on Anne, she points out and she starts like pointing out that Lily is starting to choke and seize up, and they're like, "Wait, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck?" And so they take the tape off of her and shit, and she's just foaming at the mouth. And she's
Yep.
telling her, she's like, they take the tape off of Anne's mouth, and she says it's peanuts. She's allergic to peanuts.
Yeah, they're like, "What the fuck is wrong with her?" Which
Hmm.
again, back to the whole, it can't be me. It has to be something else. So they're like, "What's wrong with her? What
Yeah,
did she
yeah.
do? You were just for like." Even if she didn't have this reaction, she still probably would have
Hmm.
suffocated because of everything
Suffocated.
you're doing.
Yeah. And she yells out, she's like, her EpiPen is up in the room, and Lily is like, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. What was that? And so Lily makes her way up there, grabs the pen, and comes back down.
Not Lily,
Or
Leslie.
so Leslie, sorry. Leslie makes her way over there,
Faux
comes back down.
Ruka.
Yeah. Faux Rook
Look,
is good. That's good. That's a
we
good
needed a
one.
laugh. We did
I
center
yeah, I
yourself, center
definitely
yourself.
yeah, I definitely needed it. Fucking hell.
Lord knows the listeners did.
This is fucking rough. And she's standing over her holding the pen, and she says, it kind of looks like we're too late though. And she throws the pen over, and yeah, Billy lies there pretty
And I
much
don't
just dead
think
on the
I think
floor.
she still could have saved her in that moment.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But she literally like she says that and throws the pen and then Lily has her like
That last breath.
final
Yeah.
death rattle.
Yeah. And Kim is still fucking holding the gun on her while she's
Yeah.
like crying. She's like, "Oh my god!" Like,
Holding the gun on hand, yeah.
it's fucking upsetting, man. Like, even now, I'm just like worked up watching this shit again, man. It's rough, man. It's a fucking hate crime, and the shit. This is where this is allowed to go if it's unchecked.
Hmm.
And as this is happening, Anne is just laying on the floor with her body, and she's just like caressing her hair, and everyone in the background is losing their fucking minds, and they're like, "No, no, no! Like you did this. No, you did this." And she's like, "No, I didn't do anything. We did this for you." Leslie tells Emily. She's like, "No, I." And then Emily is again trying to push that blame, and she's like, "No, no, no! You guys did this. You did this."
She's like, you guys are the lesser thens. You're gonna take the
Mm-hmm.
fall,
Mm-hmm.
and you see her start to position Leslie and Marjorie to
Up
do
there.
most of
Yep.
it and to take most of the fall.
Exactly.
Like she wants their prints on things, and
Mm-hmm.
they have this whole exchange where she like yells at her and tells her like I forget what she says, but she yells at her and basically calls her useless, and then they kind of go in circles freaking out for a minute, and then when they come back together, she goes, "Hey, I just want to tell you,
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty much when they decide that it's happening for
It's
real.
happening for real, yeah.
And she goes, I just want to tell you, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell at you like that. You're so
Mm-hmm.
strong and you're so capable. And little old me can't do a
Mm-hmm.
murder.
Yeah. Yep.
Little old me can't
Exactly.
kill
The
the
fucking
remaining
fingers, the
sister.
ooh woo.
Ooh, you're so strong. Can you do the killing? Can you do the hate crime?
Can you do the killing? So good.
And then Leslie goes, yeah. And when I'm done, you can model my clothes for me.
God, dude, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That fucking scene sent the chill down my spine. I'm like, oh, that's
It's
terrifying.
just this like like this almost childlike,
Mm-hmm.
and it's interesting because we didn't really touch on it too much, but there's this thing going on once the actual crime starts where Leslie takes over and Leslie directly challenges Emily for the leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
she's directly challenging her to be the one in charge. And then Emily just goes, yeah, I'm going to use that to my advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, wouldn't it be really crazy
Yeah,
if
yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
and here
Uh,
comes, I mean,
and
if
I
you
I thought it was the worst part before this. Yeah, it's definitely the worst part
yeah,
now.
exactly.
Yeah, this
That's
is
exactly what I
definitely
was trying to
yeah.
say.
Yeah, this is
It
definitely
gets
the worst.
worse or
Yeah, 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 definitely. This is the rough part. So the Marjorie screams like, guys, shut up, shut up, shut up. And then as she's screaming, the sound cuts out again, and then we look back at Emily, and it's a really fucking cool shot where she's like, it's from behind her, and she just has this moment of like, oh yeah, I remember who I am.
hmm
Like she has this like gets her groove back moment, and then she's just like, all right, everyone in the kitchen, like, let's figure this shit out. And they reconvene in the kitchen. Leslie says that we need to make it look like a rape because they're never going to believe that it was a group of women if it looks like an assault.
yeah.
And so everyone's like not saying no, but not saying yes. You know what I mean? They're just like, well, I can't do it. Like, and then she's like, well, we need to clean up our mess. And she's like, look, it's no one's fault. I'm going to do it. And she reaches in the fucking fridge and grabs a carrot, comes back out and assaults Anne on the floor.
And thank God that
We
this
don't.
movie is a one shot. And because of that, they wouldn't be able to do like the prosthetics and the switching out
Yeah,
and you know
yeah,
what I mean? Like the sequencing of shots to film something like that would be,
yeah,
like some of it's a person, some of it's a dummy, some of it's a prosthetic, some of it's a prop.
yeah.
So thank God.
Fuck,
Thank
dude.
God. And
It's still
I
hard
I
to watch
literally
this
saw
shit.
someone go, this movie's weak. Only X amount of deaths, and one of them is an accident, and the rape is only implied.
God damn, dude. Fuck that
Yeah,
person.
burn in fucking hell,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
We don't
yeah,
watch these movies because it's like really dope to watch rapes, you fucking
yeah.
asshole.
Jesus
It's
Christ,
it's
dude.
it's it's because sometimes you have to see terrible things or think about them
Mm-hmm.
to, understand the world and to like here's the thing, like I don't need to see Irreversible to know rape is bad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to see this movie to know that racism is bad, but there are people who do need to see it to
Mm-hmm.
understand that. And some of the art
Yeah,
that I saw as a kid, watching Roots in school as a kid,
yeah,
I'm so grateful for that
yeah.
experience.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Yeah.
I'm so grateful that
Mm-hmm.
I'm not one of these fucking idiots,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's hard to watch. It hurts to watch.
It does.
It's
It's fucking
insane to
hurting me
watch.
right now to watch this shit as we do this
Yeah.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
it's rough.
but these are necessary things and
Hmm.
necessary conversations, like to have a well-rounded view of the world. You
Yeah.
cannot keep your
Yeah.
head under the sand and, you know, uh
Pretend that shit isn't like this. You know
That's
what I
we
mean?
don't defeat racism by going, well,
Hmm.
in one ear out the other.
Covering our
No,
ears,
no,
la 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 la.
you defeat it by fucking bashing their skulls in.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yep.
And yeah, fuck all of them, but Yeah, it's
It's yeah,
sometimes you got to
it's
see this shit.
It's yeah, it's rough. I mean, even as this is playing out, like they're all of them are still cleaning up and like trying to clean the prints frantically and shit, and they're all just kind of looking at Leslie doing this. They're like, Jesus Christ, dude! Like, cause she's just fucking feral, like an animal, and is just like let off her leash for a little bit, and it's just like you could tell she loves this shit.
Hmm.
And yeah, this is the moment where she takes her aside and she's like, I'm so sorry, you're so strong and big and strong. Can you do the murder for me? Ooh woo. And she's just like, yeah, you know what? Like, I have my online clothes store and then you can model that for me after I'm done with this for you. And
Hmm.
it's just like, yeah, there's just jarring dissonance that you're witnessing. You're just like, what the fuck? And so Leslie grabs a pillow, walks over to Anne and smothers her. Um, she's down there quite a fucking long time and stops struggling, and then they tell Kim to go out and grab something to cover the bodies in, and so she grabs a tarp from outside, and Marjorie is like freaking out, like shaken up, obviously. She can't even
She's like,
contain
I just
herself.
wanted help with a work thing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So she's hyperventilating and shit. Emily brings her back to the kitchen, starts giving her cans, and tells her, we're going to need to weigh down the bodies. So here, take these and put them in the car. And so they begin the process of clean up, everybody. It's,
Clean up, everybody pick a corpse.
it's fucking rough, dude. They
Yeah.
roll the two bodies.
BJ and Bop Bop did not plan for the song to be made in this way. Is that their names? I know one of them's
I don't
BJ.
even know.
Oh, Baby
That's
Bop.
the baby boy.
Baby Bop. Wow,
So
I really reached into like the deep
the
wrinkles in my
devs, there
brain
you
for
go.
that one.
So they get the bodies and they wrap it up in a tarp and they put the tarp in the van as fucking Emily is struggling to clean up just the mayo stain. I'm like, what are you possibly hoping to achieve here? This place is not gonna look and span.
It's not gonna look me in span, okay, lady? I'm gonna literally go to CVS and be like, "Where do you keep the me in span?"
That's so funny. That's so fucking good. So yeah, she finishes up. I think she finishes up doing a half-ass job of cleaning up, making sure that none of them looks like none of them were there, and goes outside, locks the door, and thinks, "Oh shit!" Runs back in, and then gets the dog out of the cupboard.
Yeah,
That's
lets him
fucking.
out.
That broke my fucking heart, dude.
This is
Uh,
interesting too because I almost thought the movie would end here because I just refused to look at the time, the entire movie,
mhm.
because oh my God, I
This
told
part, I will say, this last bit drags out,
I
and it
told
is the worst I feel.
yeah, I texted you after and I said, "Wow, crazy cinematography. How'd the last 20 minutes last for 4 hours?
Yeah,
How do they do that? Like
straight
that's
up.
nuts, bro."
I love that
Um,
text.
yeah, I was fucked up last night, dude.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't do anything after. We watched the movie and then we just kind of sat there for a couple hours and then went to bed. Like
Sorry for
like
ruining a Tuesday.
it's okay. Like I didn't feel like playing video games or
Yeah, yeah.
playing the
How do you
drums.
derive joy after that?
I was
Yeah,
just like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Sam, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is crazy because they get in the car and then like as they're driving away and stuff, the camera fixes on the bag. The camera fixes on the bag in the back seat, and it's just like it's kind of similar to the shot that we're gonna go out on, but it like lingers. You know what I mean? Like it's just lingering on the bag, and then
And
finally,
immediately I knew.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was gonna say you do see just the slightest bit of movement just before the camera goes.
Hmm.
It's very subtle and it's very hard to catch. But I was like, oh, because all at the same time, they're all yelling, they're all fucking screaming over each other and shit while this is going on, while the bag is right there. So it's like you don't really catch that in the moment, you know? Because it envelops your senses. This movie attacks all of your fucking senses. It's so interesting.
There's also just enough natural shake to the like the hand cam
Yeah.
element that you are like really straining your eyes because you
Mm-hmm.
want to see motion.
Yep.
But after a minute, I was like, there's just been too much focus on it for it not for this
Yeah.
not to be what's happening. And
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, now she's gonna pop out of the bag and make
Yeah.
them crash the van,
Yep.
and I could live with her going out as long as it's in a blaze of glory. I could do it. Come on, Ann, get
Yeah.
out of that
Yeah.
fucking bag.
Yeah. Yeah. Straight up.
Like we were both just like
Uh,
yelling at this fucking TV at this
mm-hmm.
point.
Yeah. So they are making their way over to the lake. That's what they say. They're going to be going to the lake to dump the bodies.
Hmm.
And as they're approaching, Kim is like, "Oh, this is where like my kiddos hang out or something like that." I was like, "That's fucking crazy, dude."
Oh, she no, she tells her to get the headlamp that one of her kids left in the
Oh
car.
yeah, yeah, that's right, that's right.
Uh,
One of the yeah, yeah, one of
yeah.
the headlamps. Yeah. So she gives it to Emily, and Emily steps out, and she's like, "All right, you're gonna go ahead and meet me. Uh, you're gonna drive around and meet me over here. I'm gonna open up the gate." And so we have the process of just following her. This is where again we watch all of this happen in real time, just walking through the woods at night, and finally we end up with a long shot of Emily kind of doing her little white woman meditation, little deep breaths in, good thoughts, woo-saw, and all that shit. And she walks over to, I guess, the boat that her family has. I think that's what they said, that it's their boat. But it's just a little piece of shit, little river raft boat, like canoe almost.
Yeah,
Like
and
paddle boat is what I'm looking for.
her little struggle to it's a schooner. Her
Yeah,
little
yeah, schooner.
struggle
They to
to
unhook it from the rope. Yeah.
look for the record. I know it's not a schooner. Don't write in about that. It's a reference to Mallrats.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
buddy.
yeah.
But I got the vibe because you see the dock and then you see where it is, the boat is, and then she's like freaking out about she's freaking out about like untying the boat and there's like
Hmm.
this pipe that the rope's on and like all
Yeah.
this thing. So I think what happened is that she expected it to be higher tide.
Hmm.
And then because it was lower tide, she had to like drag the boat
Actually
over to where
drag it
the
over.
water
Yep.
actually is. And
Hmm.
because like literally just nothing's going right for them. And oh my God, there's a part, we didn't mention this, but when they were like getting, like after the first sister died, and
Hmm.
I think it's after the second sister, after they use the pillow to choke
Yeah,
her.
yeah, yeah.
Um, Kim literally goes, "None of this is going the way that I wanted it to," and I was like,
Yeah.
"You and me both." Fuck. Like,
That's so funny. So yeah, Leslie and Emily get in the boat, and the other two, Kim and Marjorie, help them load the bodies into the boat. They get started off sailing, and the two of them paddle a little bit of ways. I don't think far enough. You know what I mean?
nope,
If I'm in,
they're
they're
lazy
heavy as
morons.
fuck. Yeah, but they're also heavy as fuck with the cans and everything that are in the bag with two limp human adult bodies. So it's
And
like,
that was actually kind of what I was thinking in regards to her like popping up. Like I was like, she's gonna jump out, like she's gonna pop out with one of those cans of corn
mm-hmm,
and just bash
mm-hmm.
these fucking heads
In
in.
a fucking other movie, man. But yeah, we
And I only said that word because they're Nazis.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
For the
Exactly.
record, for
Amen,
the
brother.
record, I
Amen,
was like
brother.
that was a little charged. That was a little charged.
Charged.
I wouldn't normally use it. It's
This
because
whole
they're
fucking
Nazis.
conversation is charged.
Yes. I just want to be
So,
clear. It's because they're
yeah,
Nazis.
fair enough.
Like
And
I said, I hate Nazis so much that I'm getting wrapped up in it.
so Leslie and Emily
I'm
finally
sure they're lovely women.
they Stupid, just stupid. So they finally get to a far enough point for them, and she keeps asking her like, "Here, here." And she's like, "No, no." And she finally decides on the spot. They dump the bodies overboard, and we just get the longest fucking beat
Well,
of this movie.
yeah, and
Where
as we get this beat, we hear these two fucking morons going,
they're
"We did it,
chatting
we
with it.
did
Yeah,
it,
we
we
did
did
it.
it!
We
Oh my
got away
God, we
with it.
did it! Now we're gonna go
Hmm.
clean their house." Or they said something earlier about like
Yeah,
we're gonna go dump them, then we're gonna come back
come
and
back
clean
and clean.
everything.
Yep. Yeah, and so we get the longest beat known to man. Where I was like, if I see written and directed by right now on this screen, I'm gonna fucking punch this TV, bro.
I was like, I'm
I
driving to
was
LA and
like,
punching Joey.
yeah. But luckily, I didn't do that. I didn't have to buy a new TV today. And pops up out of the water, gasping for air and shaking. And then we get the credits. And that is Soft and Quiet.
Yep, and I've
Fuck, man. Oh, I don't want to.
I finally gave up like 2 seconds before she popped out. I
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like,
Yeah.
once we just started to hear like the rustling and all these things, I was like, yep, they're going for this artsy little, nothing happens and we hear the nature and things are just fucked up. And
Mm-hmm.
then she popped up. And it's interesting too because she's just like naturally floating. Like when she pops up,
Yeah,
it looks
yeah.
like her coat or whatever is like for whatever
Buoyant.
reason
Yeah.
buoyant. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like we said, they only rode out like less than 100 feet. So
Mm-hmm.
like it's far enough that they don't see her as they're going back and they're all
Yeah.
like doing that, but it's also close enough that she probably doesn't even need to move and she'll just float backwards to the shore
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
and they're all done.
Yeah, they're all done and completely fucking cooked. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I
100% cooked.
Yeah, yeah, like with the video evidence on the phone, with everything all like, yeah, just her being alive and shit. It's just like it's insane. I think it's a incredible like that was the ending we deserved after being submitted to
I needed it.
everything.
That's
Yeah.
why I fell to the ground. That's why I
Hmm.
was just like, "Oh my Lord,
Yeah.
I needed that release so
Hmm.
bad." And I see
Hmm.
a lot of people saying, "No, what I needed was like some Django Unchained, like
Nah,
her with a machine gun
no.
killing all of them and doing all this stuff." And that, it's not a valid film because it doesn't have
Mm-mm.
that. And it's just like,
Bullshit.
we as much as like I love the part in Sinners where he kills a bunch of
Hmm.
KKK
I
members
loved Inglorious
and
Bastards.
yeah,
It's-
I love Django. Like I do love that aspect of Django, but
Yep.
also it can't just always be a revenge fantasy
Hmm.
because doing so like literally, my famous hang up with Green Room is that I feel like the Nazis are cartoon characters.
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
feel like this is the absolute opposite.
Yeah, this is as
They're
real as it gets. Yeah.
they're scary as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're scary in every possible way that uh Nazis really are. What's
Hmm.
scary about them is not, one limp-dicked, weak-chinned,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
piece of shit trying to tell me he has superior genetics.
Yeah.
It's hundreds of them getting together, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Um,
And then it's also like the immunity that they face too, of like immunity to laws and shit that or normally that's what makes this ending like so interesting because it's not guaranteed that they're like going to face the full extent of the like judicial system and stuff. It's not guaranteed that we're actually going to get a satisfying ending, but at the very least we're hoping that there is some sort of justice received on their end, you know what I mean? Because it's not ambiguous in the sense like they will face some sort of justice, but it's just like to what extent, you know what I mean? Like you're kind of like wondering that because also, notoriously the judicial system tends to be a little bit fairer on fairer skinned people. So
No, totally. And I think that is maybe one little fantastical element, but also just from a uh just from a screenwriting standpoint, a storytelling
Yeah.
standpoint,
Yeah.
there would be no purpose to having
To
her pop
showing,
back
yeah,
up.
that pop out. Yeah. If there wasn't
And
an intention behind that. Yeah.
yeah, the implication is simply in this world, they're too fucked. The case is
Hmm.
too, and honestly, the fact that her brother went to jail for rape, possibly of Anne,
Hmm.
already shows that, uh there's at least justice in this world,
Yeah.
or like this local judicial system is
Yeah.
willing to put these people away.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I do believe that, yeah, she goes to the police,
That's
they
fair.
all get fucking nailed to the wall,
Yeah.
and Leslie's going to jail forever.
Yeah. I could sleep better at night
em
knowing that's what happens. You know what I mean?
yeah, Emily goes to jail forever. The other ones probably get bad sentences. I wouldn't be surprised if Kim went to jail forever, because you would think, oh, they'll be softer on me because I'm a mother, but
Hmm.
that ends up being like more reason that you shouldn't be
Yeah,
depraved.
I know. It's back to that whole case where the guy got well, his parents got uh slapped with first degree murder or second degree murder charges because he committed a school shooting.
Oh,
You remember about
wow.
that? Yeah, I don't know if you heard about that, but yeah, it's like, yeah, I forgot what the case was, but yeah, like he committed a mass shooting, and the parents were actually found complicit because I think they were supplying him with like with ease of
Yeah,
access to the weapons or some shit. I forgot what it was, but
yeah, he was like allowed to go to just take the guns
yeah,
if he wanted them or
yeah.
whatever. And so obviously, like, this is what he did with them.
But yeah, it set that precedent for like, yeah, now we can prosecute the parents as well. So feeds into what you're saying.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
man, I
So
think I think we got to get into rating this one because this is
no,
a
yeah.
crazy ass hour or three
Yeah,
hour episode. This is fucking
I
crazy.
think we've said everything we need to
Yeah,
say about the actual
absolutely.
movie. We don't even need to like explain our ratings.
Yeah.
We rate out of six. There used to be three of us, so it was a 666 perfect score. We didn't change the system. I don't know, whatever. The
The
scores are
rules are
made.
made up.
Yeah, the points are made up and don't matter. So 6 out of 6.
Yeah.
It's a hard watch. It's a heavy watch. It's a
Yeah.
terrible watch. But in the end, as much as like I wish Lily didn't have to go,
Yeah.
all of these fuckers are going down. And to
Hmm.
me, a I would rather be shot in the head than spend the rest of my life in prison.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
To me,
Yeah,
to
for sure.
me,
You can kill me. Yeah, that's
To me,
easy.
life in prison is the worst thing that you could possibly do to somebody.
Mhm.
And the whole, oh, but you're gonna pay for like three hots and a cot. Yes, I will.
Yeah, I'll pay to see them suffer for
I will.
sure.
I
Let me get a
will.
live cam too, dude.
I will. I will. Because
Yeah.
that's the worst consequence,
Yep.
is living out the rest of
I'm
your
gonna set
life
up a
in.
Ring app on my phone and watch that motherfucker religiously while I brush my
Yep.
teeth, bro.
Yep. Spend the rest of your life in a fucking box.
Yep. Absolutely.
And yeah, and Emily can have a conjugal with her brother in the prison next door.
It's disgusting.
There was just a lot of like the
It
way she
was.
talked
It
about her
was. Yeah.
brother, and then she
Yeah.
like didn't even like her
I
husband,
agree. I
and
100% agree. Yeah. It's
like it.
definitely giving fucking Game of Thrones.
Oh, and also one little thing that I think we forgot to mention during the whole like grocery store thing. He mentions to her, "I know we got bad news from the doctor recently," and
Yeah.
that's like, yeah. So she's barren.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah,
she's
exactly.
just,
She's not even able to have kids. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, or maybe
Yep.
infertile would be the correct word
Yeah,
now, but
yeah,
she's
yeah.
a Nazi, so I don't care if
Yeah.
I use the
Exactly.
incorrect term with her.
We don't respect fucking Nazis over here, man.
Yeah, so yeah, 6 out of 6.
Yeah.
Masterwork, hard watch, worth watching.
Yeah,
Thank
100%.
God for the last 3 seconds of
Dude,
this film.
serious.
Thank fucking
Yeah.
Christ.
So, I mean, yeah, I know we've been talking about it, 6 out of 6. This is a firm fucking like this is one that I wouldn't want to rewatch immediately, but it is one that I could see being an important movie to show somebody someday. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
this is like if I was planning on having kids, I would show them this movie.
That's crazy, dude. Yeah,
Not not
but
not too
no, no, I
young.
understand. No, 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 yeah, for sure. But I understand the intent behind that because it's like this is what you need to look out for. This is how you
Yeah,
spot the shit.
you need like the first time I caught my kid like telling a racist joke
Hmm.
or something like that, I'd be like, "Look, I know you didn't mean anything bad by it.
Hmm.
You're like, you think it's okay because there's humor in it. Because at one point in life I thought that way too.
Yeah.
But, let me show you what the end consequences of all these little jokes and all these little
Hmm.
things is.
Yeah.
It truly does lead to this place.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the thing, like with this being such a microscope of like it's white supremacy under a microscope, and it's so fascinating that it was made by a person of color and that it was made by a woman, who has like notoriously women of color. I've loved the meme. Nothing is more punk rock than women of color. And I'm like, yeah, 100%. 100 motherfucking percent, like 100%. And that's the most valid thing I've ever seen in my life. And this work of art is shocking. It's brutal. It's tragic. It's so gut wrenching to watch. But there is so much expression going on in this movie that, like, there's so many important things, also like ideas being visited, and I think that's what you're saying. Like you're not wrong. I would actually show, my child. I mean, I might end up showing my niece this one day when she gets older, but it's just
Hmm.
like you're right. Like it is something that you need to have a conversation with your family about, because it's like, not everyone knows that things have racist ties, jokes have racist connotations to them, whatever.
Hmm.
Not everyone knows these things.
You know how many like literally at least a couple times a year I'll be doing something and then I'll go like, "Wow, man, I really got gypped there." And then I'll go, "Oh my fucking God, that's a slur.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Holy shit."
Now it's a slur now. Yeah, exactly.
Like there's so many things that you kind of say like, I hate when people say call a spade a spade.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
I understand like what you're trying to say,
Yeah.
but like it's literally that word is used as a slur and the sentence is saying it twice, dude.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
not saying that you can't like call a particular kind of shovel a spade. I'm just
Hmm.
saying that
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 the
sentence is not a
phrase.
shovel is a shovel.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
That's
yeah.
not what
The
that
phrase
sentence
the
is
phrase
saying.
is literally just rooted in such fucking bad shit. Yeah, no, I understand that. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah,
so
like this, but that's what I'm saying. I think as shocking and as cathartic as some of this, felt like it, sort of, especially the end was catharsis for me when she finally took that breath. I was like, oh my God, dude, I felt like I was fucking breathing air for the first time because I was so tense the entire time. I was like, oh fuck, that's right, I could breathe now. You know what I mean? It was just like it was just one of those things, and it was a beautiful. I think this is such a moving piece of art too. So I think it's an incredibly valid piece of art. You know what I
mhm.
mean? So I think if anything makes me feel anything, if anything makes you feel anything, that doesn't necessarily make it bad. It just makes it a valid piece of art, and it did its job. And I think this movie did its job and then some for sure. Yeah, that's why I cannot give this one enough praise. This one right now feels like a very important film to watch, in particular in this time, the year of our Lord 2025, when these ice raids are still going on in our fucking, like, in my backyard. I'm on these fucking streets protesting this bullshit every fucking day. You know what I mean? Like, and yeah, let one of these motherfuckers try talking some shit, bro. let,
Yeah.
let one of these fucking. Oh, I'm ready for it, dog.
It sucks that I've had to think about it and be like, if that shit happens outside my work, that's the day I lose my job.
Straight up, dog. Like, I mean, that's what I'm
That's
saying. I'm like, I'm
that's
fucking, I'm here. I'm putting my life on the line every time I step out into those protests, because people are getting fucking attacked left and right. I'm seeing the brutal, like, arrests and shit that are happening, but it's all like, all of that feeds into this. All of that means something right now. All of that, like, this movies that we're consuming, the art and everything, the places we spend our money, all of that shit means something right now. And like, the sooner that people realize that, the sooner that we can get organized against this fucking horse shit. And I just think people have this scared ability. I think even in here was fascinating to see how they were even like, "Ooh, should we speak up and should we say our feelings in public and like let the public know?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? I respect that a lot more. I don't respect a Nazi for shit, but I respect someone saying something with their full chest and meaning it." You know what I mean? At least if you could say, at least I know I could say fuck you with my whole chest too. You
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
You know?
And that was an interesting comment I saw in the discourse on this. This guy
Mm-hmm.
was like, as a white dude, because people are like, "Oh, wow, you really think this is what they do? They
Mm-hmm.
gather in a room and eat pie and start dropping slurs?"
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
yes,
That's
yes.
exactly what happens.
100% dude.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this guy was like, well, I'm a white person, and you know what happens all the time is other white people come up to me and they just assume that I'm into the bullshit they're into. And it happens to me all the time with
Mm-hmm.
sexism, racism,
Yep.
homophobia, misogyny, transphobia. People just come up and go, ew, chick with the dick. And you're just like,
Mm-hmm.
no, fuck you. It's another fucking human being, bro. Whatever journey that person's on, whether they're, you know, identify as male, female, non-binary, genderqueer, somewhere
Yep.
else. What the fuck does it matter to
Truly
you
doesn't matter.
how they present, what's going on? Like the only genitals I care about are my own.
Exactly.
I
I love
don't
the meme that like I've been singing. I think it's Punk with a Camera. Shout out to Punk with a Camera, man. I love
love
them.
him. Yeah.
But there's it's like trans people existing does nothing for you. Your life, you crybaby bitch.
Yeah, yeah, it's not harming you in
And
any
it's just like
way.
a big ass mech suit with like big ass assault rifles and shit. I love it.
But
So fun.
basically this guy was like, yeah, white people do come up to me and start saying this kind of shit all the
Mm-hmm.
time.
Mm-hmm.
And I let them say the coded shit, so then eventually they feel empowered enough to hit me with a, oh, well, these me spans,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, and that's when I light them up.
Yeah. Good.
I just wait. I give them enough rope to hang themselves.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
So it's just like, some
Yeah.
I agree. That's like, as much as I don't want them to feel emboldened, but
Mm-hmm.
it's good to know where to aim the Molotov.
Exactly. All right. Well, give us what we're doing next week and then hit us with the plugs before we get out of here. We gotta let these people go.
Whew. So funny enough, it was like just kind of planned this way. Like we kind of throw stuff up on a board and then we change it around when we feel
Yeah.
like it and whatnot.
Yeah.
But
The rules are made
sometimes
up and don't matter.
exactly. But these two were just already on the list next to each other. So this week was Sideshow's pick. Next week is going to be my pick, and we are doing The Greasy Strangler.
I'm so
So
excited to watch this movie,
it's a
dude.
little bit lighter. It's a little bit funner.
Yeah.
It's got, well, the dialogue is probably equally as outrageous, but it's
Yeah,
more
yeah.
like a Borat way
For sure, for sure.
with Greasy Strangler. Um, yeah, but looking forward to doing that.
Mhm.
That'll be a nice palate cleanser.
Very excited
We
about that
try
one.
to do that for you guys when we do something real fucked up.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's just funny that these landed
It
this
just
way.
happened to be that way.
But yeah, we are the Devil's Work podcast. You can find us on any podcatcher of your choice. We're on TikTok at the Devil's Work Podcast. We are on Facebook at the Devil's Work Podcast, Instagram, the Devil's Work Pod. And if you want to reach out with a recommendation, a
A wellness
criticism,
check
a
for our health.
wellness check, maybe tell us something we missed about one of the movies we covered.
Yeah,
We always love to hear from you guys.
love that.
You can reach us at the devil's work podcast at gmail.com. Sideshow streams a couple of weeks at twitch.tv/sideshow. Spell it right, PSY.
I try to. We're fighting a revolution right now, so a
Yeah,
little tough to find some time, but we're
no,
out here.
that's fair, but take some you time.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll get back to drum streams soon, and then hopefully we'll do another. We did a Devil's Work podcast live, actually,
Yeah, that's
technically.
right. We
Yeah,
watched the cat together,
that
and
was so
that was a
fucking
lot of
fun,
fun.
dude.
If you need to feel better about the fucked up world
Oh
we're in,
yeah,
just
yeah,
look for the cat
yeah,
1992
yeah, yeah.
on YouTube,
Anything? I
and
don't know. Yeah, I was gonna say
and
we're definitely getting a fucking episode in about that. There's no way we're not covering that movie. That shit is wild.
brother, that'll put a smile on your face. Almost as big as I smiled when Hulk Hogan died. Let's get out of
Yeah.
here.
Hey. Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna be out of here. We'll see you guys next week. It's always free Palestine. It's
Mm-hmm.
always pro trans rights. We're always protect the trans kids. Fuck
Yeah.
a racist. Get out
You
there, be active.
you know what I love to say to people who are like freaking out about like they're turning the kids gay,
Mm,
they're indoctrinating the children. Trans and gay kids exist right this fucking moment, and they
hmm
always have.
exactly. All
So
right, you
eat
guys.
shit if it bugs you.
Do not be soft or quiet. Let's get out of here.